It is the Mike Calta Show. Carmen, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, thank God. It's 102.5 The Bone. It is Wednesday, July 26th, 2023, and we are coming to you live. Good morning. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Woo. Woo.
One of the things I miss about, and don't get me wrong, I'm not leaving here ever, but the other day I stayed in Clearwater and drove over here in the morning, and have anybody ever been to Clearwater Bagels?
No.
I'm not one of those guys that is like, hey, they don't make it like they make it in New York. I find that there's plenty of that stuff everywhere. In 1989, when I moved here, there was nothing like they made in New York, but also nothing like they made in Boston, nothing like they made in California. It was very much Tampa. But now with the integration of people from, all different states in here, these people have reopened their businesses here, and you're able to get whatever you want. Certain people, like people from Chicago, like that Portillo's, right? Is that what it is, Portillo's?
Yeah.
And that doesn't really do anything for me. It's not bad, but it's just, I'm not like, hey, let's drive the Portillo's for a goddamn hot dog with vegetables on it. It's not my thing, but I know plenty of people enjoy it, And the other thing, the Italian beef. Every time I go to Chicago, let's go get some Italian beefs. And I'm like, okay. And I go, what do you dip this whole thing? Oh, get out of here. Come on. It's
fantastic.
Yeah.
It is
but
fantastic.
that's the thing. Yeah. People love it. And I'm not like, how could you like this? I'm like, yeah, it's just not for me.
John Brennan was going to Chicago, and I told him, I go, make sure you go to get Italian beef, go to Mr. Beef's.
That's the other thing. There's, and I guess in Chicago, going to Portillo's is different than going here, but because it's from there. But like we went to get hot dogs, and I was like, yeah, I'm not in love with this hot dog. Then we went to a place called Dog and Suds, which is like a 6-place drive up. You don't even drive through, you drive up to it, and they come out to your car. And their food was light years ahead of the other place. They were just a small little mom and pop. And, it is what it is. You like what you like. So I'm never like, you're never going to have pizza like you had in New York. Oh, you'll find pizza that's sufficient here.
When I went to Philadelphia, I had to get a Philly cheesesteak.
100%. Yeah.
So I went to Pat's and Geno's.
You got to go to both.
Yeah, we went both of them. And now, since then, anytime we have like Philly cheesesteaks, my kids, this is not the same.
Yeah.
This is not as good.
It's funny because I had a buddy who was from up that area, and he actually brought some home with him in a cooler.
Yeah.
And even in a cooler plane trip, it was way better than any of the other ones I ever had.
It was really good.
Everybody does things their own little way. My uncle owned a bakery for years in New Jersey, and his pastries and his stuff that he made was, you can go there and find something at Publix that looks identical to what my uncle made, but it's totally different the way he made it. It's just different. They make them, they get them from a factory that sends them in and stock. He was making them individually, So it's just something about it that feels good. Clearwater Bagels is the first bagel place that I've gone to where I feel like I ate in a New York bagel store. In New York, like when I drove a forklift, I would leave for work. I was living in New York, but I had to drive to New Jersey. So I'd have plenty of time in the morning. There was no traffic. You could stop at the deli and you can get a bagel. You can get this is one of the things that you get now. I look back at it because it's been 40 years since I had one, but you'd go in a deli and just ordered a butter roll. It's just a roll with butter on it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, that's like
delicious.
Seems like you can make that in your house though before you leave for work. I don't know.
It's special when they put the butter on it.
Like I don't smoke, so I never had to stop for stuff in the morning on my way to work. People would stop, get cigarettes, get other stuff, and give me a buttered roll. It's
cigarettes and a buttered roll.
Yeah, baby.
You put the cigarette out in it.
Occasionally, I'd stop for a gas or something. I'd go in there and I'd go, hey, give me a bagel with butter, or cream cheese or whatever. And any of those places always had good bagels. So Clearwater Bagels is on Gulf to Bay, and as far as I can remember, I think they were there when I first got in radio. So they've been there probably forever, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's now when I stay there, it's like part of my routine. There is a Starbucks a mile away from where I have a place in Clearwater, and it doesn't have a drive-through. And I don't like getting out and being in there. And it's a beautiful big Starbucks. And you can go in there, people sit there and do their work and all that stuff. I don't know. I like my routine of driving, listen to the radio, go to the Starbucks line, have to wait a little while.
Isn't there one down by the hospital? Like if you go down the one road, there's a hospital right off.
There may be one over there. I don't even know. The one I know is on Gulf to Bay, and I have to pass Clearwater Bagels. So I go there and get my coffee, and then on the way back, I get my bagels, and I bring them back to the house. And I have to tell you, I really enjoy that. I like the little routine, and those people are nice. And it reminds me of when I was a kid, of going, and the bagels are good, and they held up for a couple of days. There's a big sign that says, stop putting them in the refrigerator, you idiots. just leave them out at room temperature and blah blah blah. And I did it, and everything was great.
Is this your way of telling us you have bagels for us?
I do not. I'm sorry.
Now I got the wrong units.
I'm sorry. Let's order breakfast. Oh, my brother can go get them. Yeah.
I actually have a butter roll with a cigarette.
Yeah,
Thank
Thank
you.
you about that.
Looking forward to that.
It's been a minute. I'd love that.
My brother is somewhat retired, and he's younger than me, and he just got back from Hawaii, so his time schedule is off, and he can't figure out when to sleep and when not to sleep. And he just showed up yesterday during the show with like 2 bags filled with McDonald's breakfast.
Awesome.
So last night I hit him up before I went to bed, and I go, "Do you want my order now, or do you want?" And he goes, "Yeah, send it." And I go, "No, I'm kidding." And he goes, "Listen, I can't sleep. I may be up." I go, "Okay, you can come by whenever you want. Just bring food." No.
Approved.
Yeah, he showed up like a McDonald's ferry. It was one of the best mornings we've had in a while.
I have to tell
I
you,
know
I
why
was-
you have to call him a fairy.
Yeah,
kind of
say it to his
I
face.
said it was much
Disparaging.
like of it.
Yeah, we know what you thought.
So who knows? Who knows? Who may be rolling through the door anytime this morning?
He should just work Uber Eats.
Yeah.
Right? I think he would too. I think if you didn't have to get out of the car so
Yeah.
much, he would do the Uber Eats. I mean, it's just a pain in the ass to get in and out of the car every couple of
Yeah.
minutes.
If you walk down the driveway and hand it to me, I'll hand it to you through the window.
Yeah.
or if you made a little Uber Eats shelf where you just put the stuff on the shelf. Because we never meet the driver. We just say leave it at the door.
Yeah.
And it was set for COVID to just leave it at the door, and now we never took it off. So I can hear the guard let him in, the dogs bark, the Ring doorbell. I know when somebody's dropping off food. So anyway, Clearwater Bagels. I'll see you next weekend. It's the one thing that I in the morning I think about now. It's like that's part of my routine. I am going to be the best old man ever. I really am.
You've already
Join us, Michael.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got the starter pack going. You bird watching, storms coming in,
Shirt and no
bagels.
sleeves.
Sunsets.
Yeah.
I don't care what's on my feet.
Yeah.
You doing sunsets?
No, I don't like sunsets. I don't like rainbows. I don't like any of that stuff. That's why when everybody's like the gays took the rainbow.
Yeah, I
I need
saw
a
your
rainbow.
I saw your wife posting some sunset
Yeah,
pictures.
she's all sunset.
Sunsets are
Have
nice.
you called your family over to see a sailboat going by?
Kids,
Yes.
quick,
Yeah,
come here,
yeah,
Yeah.
So I almost have it down to the if I'm watching TV, I could turn my head exactly when the sailboat's passing by, the tourist ones.
Yeah.
I know their schedules. There's a big pirate ship, and there's one that my friend Ben made that looks like a big shark.
Yeah.
I mean, they made the head look like a giant shark, so kind of at night when you squint your eyes, it just looks like a big shark coming out of the ocean. Yes, Galvin. I'm also the guy that knows when the tides are going in and out.
Yeah.
And I go, oh, look, the bird is standing. Like I have a bird,
Yeah.
not bird, just one bird.
Have you
comes
named
by.
him yet? There's
No.
Henry.
Yeah,
There's
it's coming.
Henry.
It's coming. It's coming. I like Henry. I might use that. Yeah, I have my footwear down. I have my sleeves down in old man life. I have my routines. I gotta tell you, I still wish that I got a newspaper delivered to my house as opposed to an online newspaper.
Yeah, you like to hold it?
You
in the
can do
morning?
that.
Yeah, but here's the thing: the Daily News and the New York Post made their newspaper magazine length. You know, like
Right.
small. We can actually sit on the pot and read it and hold it and open it like a magazine, right? But the New York Times and the Staten Island Advance and all these other newspapers, they still went with that long form thing like the Tampa Bay Times does. I don't understand why they wouldn't shrink it down to a more usable, like what's the daily dumb entertainment.
Creative loafing.
No. I love those people. No, the one that we fought with at one time, that we stole all the boxes.
Oh yeah.
That thing still works. The TBT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
TBT. I came out of the barbershop and there was a TBT box, and I went and looked in to see if that was updated. I was like, is that new? Is that new? I didn't even know they still put that out, you know? But anyway, I like that. That's easier to go to thumb through and to read through, and you know, I don't know. I just feel like that's more user friendly. And I like to hold a good paper. And I like to sometimes when they have like a story, but then there's something little top corner, you pull it up close to your face and you go, oh, look at that. Yeah. Started in 1812. Like just a little fact. Some
Get your
little fact.
cheaters out.
Yeah.
Read
I
it.
get my cheaters out. Yeah. The best is when we're at a restaurant and you have to look at the menu. Look, we all can use the magnifiers, you know, but Pete needs the light.
Oh.
Jesus Christ, it's like he has a satellite light on his phone. He turns it on and like a stadium light goes on. Everybody shields their eyes.
There's somebody else who also has to do that.
That's
when-
right.
when we go to
He earned it. Pete's 50.
I don't think so. I
You
don't think he
know?
earned it. Yeah.
Definitely earned it.
Oh, Joe, we're growing old.
I know.
Yeah.
But we're doing it together, you and I.
That's right,
That's all I
Michael.
care.
No.
That's all I care about.
Nope.
See? It's going to be glorious.
No.
I started to think about all the the sections in my life. Like there was the time, like I have my time with Joe now where we're here and doing this. Then before this, it was all just Cowhead TV. Before that, it was all Ybor City.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just Joe and I have been through sections.
I don't like it.
Very true.
Gary, he's pulling you down, Michael.
No.
He's like an anchor.
No.
A
and
real
you're-
drag.
Yeah, you're dragging him across the ocean floor.
Joe,
You're only as old as you feel. And Joe feels old.
that's what a girl said to me one time. I said, I'm an old man now. And she goes, how old are you? I said, 50. She goes, you're only as old as you feel. I go, I feel 72. So it's really not good.
I love whenever people have no idea how old I am. And they'll say, well, when you get my age, and then I'm older than them. And I go, you look terrible. You look terrible.
Good.
A girl with my wife was saying something, and she goes, it was a song, and it was by, I don't know, the Demi Lovato. Not Demi Lovato.
Selena Gomez.
No, Ariana Grande.
Oh, okay.
And my wife didn't know the song, whatever. And the girl goes, "Oh yeah, this is whatever." And she goes, we grew up on this. And my wife goes, "How old do you think I am?" The girl was way younger than
You know
my
what's
wife.
interesting is your wife does look very young.
Yeah, of course.
And my wife also looks young, but that backfires on us. Like when somebody says to my wife, well, when you went to high school in the late 2000s or something like that, and I go, what do you think I am? I go like you know what you're
predator?
saying? I mean, right?
Yeah.
Stop and think what you're saying.
Yeah.
You're
Rumor?
thinking she's
That's right.
22 years old, and you're thinking I'm a 50-year-old man married to a 20-year-old who already has 2 kids. Come on,
Right.
what are you talking about? here?
Hoodlum.
Yeah, that's they might. Like, I gotta tell you, Galvin. I think in the back of their mind, at some point, it kicks in. How did this guy? Why is he? He must have been getting her from another country or something.
It flew her in.
Now listen to me. Nobody on this show has ever held back from insulting somebody else on this show. You guys know that there is no repercussions when you insult me when we're doing it like in a joking way, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like, look, if you came in here and you're like, and you're stupid, and I'd be like, all right, shut up.
You sure what
But
they
we'll-
say he bought you off?
Right,
there.
that's fine. That's fine.
Don't listen
Gio's
to
the
him,
worst
Michael.
offender.
That text chain is brutal.
Wait a second. When-
delete.
there could be no repercussions. I mean, how many times do you guys making fun of Gio? I mean, the poor guy lost his dad and lived with an abusive dad,
whoa.
and everybody
Yeah.
was like, "Hey, Gio,
Yeah.
where's your dumb dad? And
Yeah.
go live on the porch, stupid." You know,
suck.
like Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's what people say, that you suck.
If
not
you knew
me.
how much that hurts me, you wouldn't say it.
Oh wow, Spanish. His father
no.
enjoys. And let's just say it, butt plugs, and we have no problem talking about that.
They're called love
Six, eight.
plugs,
Whatever,
Michael,
whatever.
all right?
Like we all take shots at each other. Obviously, they call Joe old and all that
Yeah.
stuff.
Stupid.
Garbage,
Yeah.
sucks
Yeah.
at his
Yeah.
Piece of
job.
trash.
No, okay,
Again,
all
that's
right,
what they
back
say.
it off.
Oh.
And we love to make fun of Carmen for any reason we can.
Fat.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Ugly,
Fat, fat,
dumb.
fatty.
Yeah.
Right.
I saw Carmen yesterday after we talked about it. Carmen, I expected you to be a blimp yesterday when I saw you.
Oh,
No.
You were not.
I am.
Carmen, if you didn't say anything, listen, and I say this because you know I'd love to be like, yeah, Carmen was right. She blew up like a balloon, you know. I would love to be trashing you right now, but you look fine. You look great.
Yeah, but see,
I mean, I even have pictures of it.
I know. If I don't say anything though, then you're like, oh my god, you
Ah.
wait.
Oh, you're
Where
trying to
if
get
I-
out in front of it?
Where if I say something because I know it's true, then you won't rag on me as hard.
Well, listen to me. I'm going to tell you the thing. There's 2 kinds of I got fat. There's I got fat, my clothes don't fit me anymore. Man, I need to lose weight. And then there's I picked up a couple of pounds. I wonder if anybody notices. That's where you're at.
Yeah.
Nobody noticed. You
everyone
ratted yourself
noticed.
out for no reason.
The comment section disagrees with mine.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
man.
but the problem is because
Not
Carmen
true,
set it
Gio.
off on her own. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Carmen, do you want to do Ozempic with me?
I would 100%.
I've been
Let's
thinking
go.
about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
we just got to find somewhere to
I
get
don't
it.
think I would like a skinny Gio.
Oh, that would be weird.
Yeah.
The good thing is-
Saggy
Weird.
skin.
I don't consider Gio fat, and I've never known a skinny Gio.
Oh,
so
good.
Thank you.
I think you're fine. Average is fine.
Average.
Yeah.
That's what we're going for, anyways.
Yeah.
A little below.
Very mediocre.
Yeah.
What are you trying to be extraordinary? Get out of here.
Middle of the
Listen
road.
to me, Gio. Maybe you want to just take the next step and come with me. I saw that picture of Bobby and J.O.
Oh,
Christian
yeah.
yesterday, and I was like, I called Bobby. I was like, give me your doctor's phone number. I'm putting a sleeve on my stomach.
J.O.
He
Christian
looks
did that
great.
too?
No,
Oh,
but they looked like Bobby. Bobby was bigger than Jay. Now Bobby makes Jay look fat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Jay's not fat, but I'm saying he makes Jay look like the fat guy in the picture.
I was watching clips of Bobby's special that he did here.
Oh.
Man, like,
Every once in a while, he'll send me a fat picture of himself, and he'll just send it to me without saying anything, and I go, Oh, that was when we went there. He goes, yeah, dude, look at me. Look at me. I go, I got to be honest with you, Bob. You're fun, Fat Bobby. I'm not mad at that. And he's like, he looked like his head was so fat, and I didn't notice it then, I noticed it now. His head was so fat that it had dips in it, and he looked like a bottlenose dolphin. You know, like a bottlenose dolphin?
Yeah.
It goes like this. Like that. That's what he looked like. Bottlenose Bobby. But he looks so good now. He looks so good now. I don't want to say this to him because I don't want to get in his head. But the one thing that I did notice about him with his weight loss, because he works out all the time too, so he looks good, is that he looks short now.
Yeah,
Like
can't
he was always
escape that.
he was always a little short,
Yeah.
but now he looks
He's like a little guy.
He looks a
Yeah,
little guy.
Diminutive.
Yeah, before you'd say he was
Well, you-
girthy, but now
No, yeah, he's not.
Yeah.
Like he's like a little rock.
Yeah.
You know, now he's like a little stick.
Yeah.
He went from rock to a stick.
yeah, don't
But he
say
still
that
looks
to him.
adorable.
Yeah, but don't tell him
Don't
that.
tell him that.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
get right in his head.
He'll never
Yeah.
hear
Dude,
this.
you mean I'm not?
Yeah.
I'll still fight you. I was in. All right. I don't need to be violent now.
Well, I remember the guy from Friday Night, Friday Night Lights or Varsity Blues.
Yeah.
Varsity Blues. That
Billy
guy.
Bob?
Yeah, when he lost all that weight, he said he lost about an inch of fat off
Yeah.
his feet.
Did
Off of his feet.
Billy Bob lost weight?
Huh?
I
Billy
think so,
Bob
yeah.
lost weight because he died.
Right.
did he?
Remember, but before he died, he had lost a bunch of weight.
Well,
I don't
I
know whether
didn't
he
know.
had the surgery or
Ethan
not.
Suplee, he was in Remember the Titans.
Yeah,
and he
yeah.
lost all that weight too.
So I don't know what Ethan Suplee did. I don't think that you can lose that much weight by just dieting and exercise. However, whatever he did, he took to the next level.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't lose 200 pounds and then all of a sudden just get abs. That guy works his ass off, man. I followed him for years on Instagram, and it's hard to see the same person. He's ripped. He follows a strict. He gets his clean food delivered to him from this, but he really is something else, man.
I just put in his weight loss, and it says Suplee previously revealed that his highest weight was. What do you think?
I don't know. I don't know how tall
Let
he
me
is.
see how tall he is.
He
And,
was really round.
I'm gonna say he was 480.
I'll go 5'15".
I'm gonna assume though.
He's 6'1".
Oh my God, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He must have been a giant.
So he's 6'1". You say what?
480.
You say
5'15".
He's got to be 5 something, I would think.
540.
540.
540. Oof.
Carmen, what do you think?
Oh, I'm gonna go 450.
You want a specific number instead of just
Yeah.
5 something?
Yeah, 515.
Didn't you say that?
I did.
Oh,
We're
you
the
did?
same.
Sorry,
Yeah, no,
505.
Listen, we're the same. We're the same.
We're the same.
505. 505.
Same chain gang.
536.
Oh my God.
Man.
536.
That's 2 people.
He lost 250 pounds. Yeah, so he's
But also, when you're that big, you can lose that weight by diet and exercise
Yeah.
because a lot of it is water weight and stuff like that. So, like, you can.
I've
if
not
you,
had that
if you
success,
have,
Carmen.
if you have that much weight to lose, you can lose weight faster. Like if you're down to your last 15 pounds, whatever, that's much more difficult to get
Yeah.
off
Like
than the 300 pounds.
When
that,
we
you
work
know.
out
Right.
at the same time together, I could lose 10 pounds in 2 days, and my wife can't lose 2 pounds in 2 weeks. So,
Right.
yeah, I know what you mean.
How big do you think Ralphie was?
Ralphie was shorter. Ralphie was 6 foot maybe, so I
Yeah.
don't know, but
He had to be in the same ballpark.
I never asked. But
Yeah.
poor Ralphie was. I mean, he was handicap fat.
He never
Yeah.
thought to get the surgery or anything like
He
that.
had it.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Twice?
I don't know. He had it early, so I don't know if because those things go. I mean, look what Bobby has, and look what
Yeah.
you know all those people fell
Well,
before.
the,
So I don't
the
know.
band, I think you can eat through it.
I don't. Ralphie had gastric bypass, and so that's where they rework your inside so
Yeah.
that it goes right out. What you eat goes out, and I don't know. That seems to me to be too complicated. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, good for Ethan Suplee and sad for Ralphie.
Yeah.
So we went from talking about Carmen to talking about Ethan Suplee and
Yeah,
Ralphie.
we're very
Natural
similar.
progression.
Same ballpark.
Carmen,
Very
you
similar.
looked fine yesterday.
Thank you.
Fine.
Yeah,
just
Fine. Fine.
Mediocre.
Yeah.
Fine.
Listen, I know I'm my worst critic.
Right,
You know what
which
I
is
mean?
good though, Carmen. You're self-aware, and listen, you look totally fine, but at least you're self-aware. There's so many girls that are not self-aware that are wearing half shirts, and you're like, what is going
Yeah.
on?
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
is
the confidence of, you know.
That's the weird thing is like I'm all for girls being body positive and confident and all that. Do what you want to do.
I'm not.
But but I see some girls sometimes, some 250 pounders wearing half shirts and their belly just hanging over their pants. And I'm like, look, I know you're not dressing for me, but at some point you have to do it for yourself. You have to be like have some respect for yourself. I'm like, you can't think that that's sexy, and to anybody, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just weird. That's weird to me. But Carmen, yesterday looked good, and we had to do a video thing for More TV, which will start debuting in August. And Carmen looked sexy. She wore like a sexy dress, and I said something about her boobs. Like, squeeze them boobs together, get them up, whatever. And then I looked at all the guys in the room. I go, you will all just be called as witnesses now in the trial.
Yep.
Yeah, well, because I got there before Mike. Surprise, surprise. And
Whoa.
By the way, who was on time though? Thank
we
you.
were not.
I
I
totally
was-
pulled up at 1 minute after I was supposed to be there.
I
Well,
got there.
that's not on time.
I got there exactly at 11:30, which is when we were supposed to be there. And
Not
you got
true,
there-
because at
and you got there
26
10
after, I text you and I said, "Are you there yet?" And you said yes.
Mhm.
Liar, you're early. Don't deny being early.
I was not.
So I taped
you
something.
texted me at 11:33.
Oh,
I gotta look now.
All right.
you got to be
All
at
right.
11?
I gotta make me look.
Oh, wow.
You said, "Are you there?" That was 11:29.
Yeah,
Question mark.
okay.
11:29. Not, but and then you said, "I'm a mile away."
I was at
And
the
that
light a mile
11:33.
away.
What time are you
So,
supposed to be there?
11:30.
Oh, okay.
So I got there at 11:31, exactly like I said 5 minutes ago. I hate you.
Not.
So I thought I did a video thing for TV, and I thought it was on Waters Avenue, so I thought that's where I had to go. And then this thing's at Hillsborough Avenue, and I'm like, oh, even better. And then it's at Hillsborough Avenue, Orient Road, and I go, oh, Jesus, this is down by the casino. I forgot, so that's why I was a minute late. Thank you, shut up, Carmen.
It's
You-
okay. But anyway, I got there and the guys were like, "So, you know what you're doing today?" And I was like, "No, Mike just told me to wear all black and have my boobs out." And they, all,
Oh.
and they all look at me. They're like, "Yeah, we can't talk like that around here." I was like, "Well, he said it on
Wow.
air,
Woke
so
TV.
it's fine."
Well, I mean, you know what's so funny, Carmen, is I walked in there and I thought, this must be a fun place to work. And then I walked in there and it was dead silent. I went,
Yeah.
probably not. But those guys in the back, the creative guys, they seem like they have the good time, you know?
Right.
They have a huge production room with floor to ceiling green screens. And that must be pretty cool. I also thought we should probably, they look like they look a little bored. Maybe we can do some stuff over there and
Yeah.
shoot some video of
Utilize
them.
them
Great.
more.
What's that?
Utilize them more.
Yeah, like I'm sure those guys are sitting around just waiting for Stewie to do something fun.
Yeah.
For them to be
So
able to
what?
do
Have
something.
like people do video for the show?
Yeah, like then put it up on the
You
internet.
should hire somebody to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was cool. It was cool to be in the TV studio. I still geek out like that. I wanted to bring Juliana, but she wouldn't wake up.
No.
I go, you want to go to a TV studio with me tomorrow? She's like, yeah. And then I went in there and I go, hey, you want to come with me? She goes, no. I go, all right.
She knew you had your other daughter with you, so
Hey, by the way, I looked at my kids yesterday and I looked at Joey and I go, I don't know what's more depressing. And he goes, what? I go, that this is my last, like you're a senior in high school now and you're leaving, or that this one's turning into a teenager. Both of those were very
Yeah.
upsetting to me.
Yeah, my son's going to be a senior as well, and then my daughter is going into 9th grade.
oh man.
So
Ooh.
it's really
You get the double whammy.
Yeah. It's
Now, have
crazy.
your kids started their applications for college yet?
No, but Joey kind of started the process. Like he took his ACT and he has a. Because I said to him, I go, how did you not apply? And this and that. And he goes, you don't do it till like the fall of this year for next year. I was like, oh, well, I don't remember that
Yeah.
stuff. So,
What a joy that was.
I keep telling my son this is your last summer vacation.
Yeah.
yeah, you're on your own now.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like after this, it's just summer. It's
Yeah.
not vacation. It's just summer. This is your last summer vacation.
I looked at him yesterday and I go, pretty soon you're going to be like, I'm moving to Tallahassee and take your car and all your stuff. And he was like, yeah. I go, but you don't have your Apple Card anymore. And that really is going to change
Oh,
your
man.
life. That
Oh,
is
you're
going
not
to
taking that away from him.
Probably not. You know why, though? Can I tell you why? Because I went to St. Leo and was there with zero money for a semester. Like I had zero money. I had to go work at the library to make maybe $36 every once in a while, and that was the only money I had for the whole semester.
Plus, if you really want to fully go into old man mode, you have to let them know that you're on a fixed income.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sure. Hey, I can't
Yeah.
afford to,
Let's not get crazy.
Yeah.
on a fixed income.
Before my grandmother died, she kept saying, Michael, if I learned anything, it's save your money. And I go, well, I do save my money, and I probably have different things in place than you did when you were younger. And I go, I've got 401k, I've got retirement funds and all that stuff. And she said, you think it's enough, but it's never enough. And I go, okay, like, give me some numbers. And she's like, no, I don't. We don't discuss. I go, Graham, come on. You can't dangle in front of me. I go, we have two different lives. You can have $100,000 in the bank and be like, this is not enough. I could have, you could have $2 million in the bank and be like, it's not enough. And I wouldn't know where you're at. And I said, okay, I'll tell you what I have in my savings account right now. And then you tell me if I should be okay. And I told her, and she goes, okay, you're doing okay.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I should be okay. But I know that they have money. And the dumb thing that they didn't do was my grandfather built his house from the ground up with stolen material from his job sites. So it probably cost him $40,000 to make a house that they could have sold for $1.2 million. A corner lot, 2 lots on the water. They could have sold that thing for at least $1 million. They should have sold it in their 70s and just sat there and lived off of that money. And they didn't. My grandfather was there till the day he died.
Really?
Yeah.
When I see old people, I just assume they live on like $1.50 a day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Joe, you
much
look
true.
at old people and you go, well,
Yeah.
when they were like normal age, that's all they spent.
And
you know what I mean?
They only eat Entenmann sweets and
Yeah.
hard candy.
Yeah.
That's what they live on.
And the
For
one
some
day
reason-
old.
Yeah.
For some reason, they get a whole bag of candy in a brown paper
Yeah.
bag.
Yeah.
And that's what is going on?
It's all loose, no wrappers.
Yeah, exactly.
And the other thing is that
You want some sweets?
my
Well-
grandfather and I are not blood related because he married my grandmother when I was very little. But I think maybe I get my routines from him because they would buy milk, but they'd only buy a pint of milk because he would go every day and get the milk. They didn't drink a lot of milk. They needed it for the coffee. It would start getting low. His next routine, 2 days later, go get new pint of milk.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
That was one of the greatest things in the world. I had a not an apartment. It was like a little area that had like little almost cottages. You know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
rented one, and directly behind it, so like from here to the end of your driveway, was a Publix.
Uh-huh.
I never kept anything in my refrigerator.
Yeah.
I would just go to Publix
yeah.
and just get stuff every day. You know,
nice.
just work it that way. It was fantastic. It was like having my own little farm there. I was
My
like,
mo-
this is the best.
My mother was that way because she worked all the time, so she never had any food in the refrigerator. And that's why if you go in my house, there's enough food for 2 armies because we never had food in the refrigerator. So I have everything.
Yeah.
I mean, you want beef jerky? I got beef jerky. You want sprinkles to make cupcakes? I got sprinkles. I got cupcakes. I got icing. I got everything in there. Seriously, I have like Mr. Rogers cupboard. Like I tell a story about frogs. I got a frog
Yeah.
jelly candy in there somewhere.
I gotta
Guaranteed.
tell you, beef jerky, they spoiled me, and I think I'm ruined on regular beef jerky now because they have those prime cuts.
Oh, those are
that
so
are nice,
good.
soft, and
Yeah.
delicious. Yeah.
Oh.
Now, whenever you get like regular beef jerky, you're like, "What am I gonna chew?
Yeah.
This is
So-
ridiculous."
So I love a Slim Jim, even though I feel
Slim Jim.
Oh,
right
man.
after I eat
So
one.
good.
Slim Jim beef jerky, two
Right.
completely different things, even though they're both kind of meat stick.
If after I eat one Slim Jim, I feel like my insides are corroding them on the way out. And I was reading this thing. This girl, she's like, we would take a high protein snack with us, so that one girl was a makeup artist for a movie set. She goes, I sometimes didn't get a break because they were constantly swapping in actors. And she's like, so I wanted to bring a healthy snack that I could eat real quick. Then I started bringing beef jerky because it was all protein, low carbs, and this, that. And then she's like, then one day I read the ingredients on it and how bad it was. And she's like, I so many nitrates and all this stuff. So I made my own, and I started this company, and it's all grass fed. And there's no chemicals and blah blah blah. And I was like, all right, and I ordered that. My God, it was the most gross thing I've ever eaten in my life. I go, this is why beef jerky is so good, or Slim Jims, because they are so much garbage in them. Her thing, I don't know what she thought she was going to do with that company. I put it in my mouth and I was like, oh.
You know what's actually good is those ostrom sticks. They're ostrich
I don't
and
like
beef.
that either.
You don't like those?
Too soft.
Oh, I like those. I like
Yeah.
those.
Joey loves those.
Yeah, they're
they
good.
sell them at the gym or
Yeah,
GMC
and
or whatever. Yeah.
they're high protein and they're don't have a lot of stuff in them.
I have eaten ostrich meat before. There was a guy who had an ostrich farm here in Lutz, I think, back in the day, and he brought ostrich meat in the studio and cooked it right there. And they were like little round pieces, and he said the thing about ostrich, it's so good for you, it's got all this stuff, but it cooks quick. So he showed me, he cooks it, he fried it
No
right
fat.
there. No fat, yeah. So it cooked right away. And it really was delicious. But the problem is that he did it a week after crazy ass Jack ate the placenta with the onions.
Oh.
So all I could associate is the ostrich, the placenta, and the onions. And I can still smell it today, and I have not had ostrich ever since.
Oh man.
But I did know that I was such. Listen, there's one thing I can brag about is I was a good street guy when I did that. When I first got in radio, there was nothing I was afraid to do. That guy was like, "Oh, you have an ostrich farm? I heard they're pretty rude." And he's like, "Yeah, they'll peck you and they'll fight." And he goes, "And they're fast." And the next day I pitched that I go fight an ostrich. I was like, hey, this guy's got an ostrich farm. What if I go down there and just fight all the ostrich?
I feel like fighting an ostrich would be good for boxing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you're aiming at the head and you got to bob and weave and
Moving
stuff and it hits that
moving
small
it,
spot. Yeah.
Oh, man. Ostrich boxing would be fun.
I don't know. I feel like they have very tough skulls, and the one crack to yours, you're going down.
Yeah, I feel like if it fights you like
Yeah.
a giraffe, it would
Yeah.
swing its head at you.
I don't like it.
Also,
like
it
it.
tells the other ostriches attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can't run away very fast.
Very fast.
Did anybody watch that final Jurassic Park movie, the one with all of them in it?
I
Yeah.
did not.
I thought it was all right.
Really?
Well, I only watched the first 45 minutes or so, like kind of when they all get together.
Yeah, the storyline, the plot was with
stupid
the,
plot. Yeah,
the bugs and the locusts.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is this?
but I like the fact that they brought, like, I'm watching Chris Pratt, and then all of a sudden, what's his name is in it?
It's
Jeff Goldblum.
cool that they brought the whole cast, but I felt like they wasted it because the story was so just garbage.
Yeah, I didn't watch enough of it,
Yeah.
I guess, but I was like, oh, I thought this would be worse.
Now, once you get past the part of like, oh, cool, it's the old cast all together, then it's like, okay, now
Garbage.
what do we do?
But also, how many times can you retell the story of dinosaurs getting loose
Yeah.
and
Well,
making it interesting?
I
They're
skipped
loose
a
again.
couple.
Yeah.
I skipped a couple. So, but this was now. The story is now dinosaurs live among us.
Yes.
They weren't loose. This is how life is now.
I don't
Which,
like that.
well, for the most part, the dinosaurs kept to themselves. But every once in a while, one would come out and make its way, and then they'd have to shoot it or whatever.
No, thank you.
Yeah, I'm out.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I struggle to find new movies to watch. Like every once in a while, they'll be like, "This is on Amazon." I go, "Oh, let me watch it."
Yeah, I feel like Joe and I were talking about this a couple months ago with Netflix especially. A lot of their original content
Yeah.
has like great build-up, and then you get to the end, you're like, oh, that was a
Flat.
terrible.
You know what
ending.
I'm longing for, and this is where Galvin and I think disagree. Like, what's the movie Galvin with the chef where he invited everybody to the island and cooked the meals and all that?
The menu?
yeah.
The
Yeah.
menu, yeah.
Ugh.
Like I enjoyed that. It wasn't great. It was a little silly, and but it was original. And I feel like people are running out of ideas. So anytime there's something original like that, I'm like, oh, that was all right. That was pretty cool.
The
Like, I
ending
feel-
sucked.
What's that?
The ending,
Yeah.
though.
I think sometimes people have an idea and they don't really know how to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Well, then you don't have a good idea.
Right. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I thought it was just dumb.
It
Because
was dumb, but
if
it
you're-
was all right.
If you're making a movie, I already know that it's outside of the realm of being real. Like, I get that. But also, if you're making a movie that's set in real life, you can't all of a sudden have a person fly away or do something, whatever. There's so many things in that movie that I'm just like, well, there's no way that would happen.
No, I don't. You can't put reality in movies.
I
Like,
don't know though, because think about this. This is how I rationalize that movie is. Spoiler if you haven't seen it. The chef convinces everybody that works for him that they're gonna kill all those people. And then I think about the people that still think Kennedy is alive, and that Trump is still president.
yeah,
I'm like,
I mean, you could-
that could totally happen.
But, I mean, they have cults all the
Yeah.
time. So, yeah, there are people that can convince you of the dumbest, weirdest things. We talked about the other day, the Nexium, we getting
Oh,
the
my
brand
God.
on their hoo-ha and doing all that stuff. Yeah.
But, like, the way she gets away does not
Yeah,
make
that part is
sense.
dumb.
That has nothing.
Well,
I don't think it's some things aren't about the ending. They're just about the
Yeah.
middle content. You know what I mean? Then they're like, it's not a real story. It's so far fetched. Just end it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I think they just wrap it up.
This is why I just watched Top Gun Maverick.
yeah, talk about Maverick.
Over
Good
and
Yeah.
beginning, good
over.
end, good backstory.
Yeah.
I know what I'm
Yeah.
getting. It's good.
I had a girl thank me the other day. She goes, "You mentioned that you were watching The Wire again, and I never saw it." I go, "Oh,
Yeah,
get
it's good.
ready,
Yeah.
Gotta do that.
enjoy,
Ready.
I gotta do
enjoy."
that too, man.
I'm jealous that you get to see it for the first
Yeah,
time.
that's good stuff.
I'm gonna pick a weekend and be like, "This is my Wire weekend." Just watch the
It's
whole
good.
thing.
Oh, it'll take you longer. It's
Yeah, you
No,
need-
but I mean,
Yeah.
I'll get into
get
it.
into it. Yeah.
Oh, you'll get into it.
All right, let's get this show moving. I will tell you that the greatest, most original show I've ever seen on television that had a great beginning, middle, and end is probably Breaking Bad. And not my all-time favorite, but the most original idea of a show that actually followed through and paid off and had great seasons, was intelligently written, didn't let me down. I don't think I've missed. I don't think there were any part of Breaking Bad where I'd be like, that was terrible. And then followed it up with a one-off movie that I thought tied it up even better.
Yeah, it was good. And then had the prequel with Better Call Saul.
Right, right. I think that was
Which
probably
every episode is like a movie.
Better Call Saul was very good. And then I love Mad Men, but I think Mad Men was a lot of, hey, we had real good success with him yelling at everybody and us drinking in the office. Just keep doing that over and over again. A little too much of that. Although another one, great original show. There's just not a lot of that. And that's why when I see a movie and they do something I didn't do before, it doesn't have to be perfect. If they could just come out with a new idea, that ropes me in.
Yeah,
So.
they got some good sci-fi stuff coming out on Netflix.
But see, that's the
new.
thing. Like sci-fi, it seems to me it's so like you can do whatever you want in
That's the
sci-fi because it's
thing.
sci-fi. I'm
Yeah.
talking about like a real
Yeah.
a movie with humans that's just weird. You know what I mean? Like I watched God damn it, I watched something. Like I watched Down and Out in Beverly Hills. No, not Down. The one with the guy who just died, Arkin, with Alan Arkin and that weird girl with the red hair and Marissa Tomei. What is it?
It's
Slums of Beverly
yeah.
Hills.
That's a good movie.
That is a good movie,
Yeah.
but also kind of like
Weird.
unnecessary. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But it was a good showing of one weird family.
Yeah.
And but also every family kind of relates to it. I don't know. I just every once in a while I like to take a shot in the dark and watch something that doesn't have good reviews and end up liking it. Like remember that movie I told you about where the girl was just eating stuff in her house?
Yeah.
Like she would
I
just eat
watched
a
that movie.
paperclip and get worse and worse as she went on.
That
Yeah.
movie got intense at the end.
She had that disease where she couldn't stop eating things.
Yeah.
And she started with small things, then bigger things.
Well, when you
I
find
think
out,
I have that.
well, yeah, and she's like a prisoner of that family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really.
That got good.
I still have not watched it, but when I saw the preview for it, I was like, I like Willem Dafoe. This seems weird. It might be good. Where he, I think, is an art thief, and he goes into like this penthouse to steal the art, and he gets trapped in there. And
Oh,
he
no,
can't.
I didn't-
And it's just him. Like the whole movie is just him trying to get out of this thing, and the air's not on, and he's sweating, and he can't get out. And I forget what it's called. Do you have it there or no?
Is it Inside?
It's,
I think so, yeah.
Hot boxing Willem Dafoe.
Yeah. But he's great. He's such a weirdo that you'd be like, I bet you he could keep it interesting, you know?
That's the thing. If you get an actor,
Yeah.
that'll get your attention and hold you. All right, we got to take a break. We're rambling on this
Oh,
morning. Good
man.
morning. It's Wednesday, which means Galvin has a brand new open letter. We'll be doing that in a little bit here. What else? We've got stuff to give away today. Carmen's going to tell you what that is when we come back from break, and we will play a little Sporcle. It's a Mike Calta show. It's 102.5 The Bone.
You're listening.
Wait for it. Wait for the trombone. $6:52. It's a Mike Calta show.
Favorite part.
My friends at Hooters are celebrating an anniversary, and they are bringing Chicago in to do that. I might have to go to that.
Dude, I've seen Chicago a few times. I got to see them with Earth, Wind, and Fire,
Oh,
and then
man.
they all came out, and it was 48 guys on stage,
Yeah.
all doing stuff together. Yeah, Chicago's fantastic.
My wife goes, I hear you in the other room listening to Peter Cetera. I'm like, I'm not listening to Peter Cetera. It's Chicago. Don't make it sound weird. And then my daughter's like, you're always in there listening to your weird country music. Women. Hooters is celebrating 40 years in business. And, God, it's going to be 40 years of Hooters in October. In honor of the anniversary, the 4th of every month, Hooters will be hosting a throwback event and bringing the 80s back. The next one's happening on Friday, August 4th. It'll happen at all 11 Tampa Bay area Hooters locations. And as a thank you to their customers, Hooters will have wings for only 83 cents, $5 Bud and Bud Light and Mick Ultra Big Daddy mugs on that day only. Offers are dining only, and they only other restrictions apply. But the Hooters girls will be there in their 80s gear, and throwback hits will be playing on the jukebox. And you get the best wings in all of Tampa Bay and the best environment. And you get to see weird old pictures of Donald Trump with Hooters girls before he was president. Now, is Terry Kath playing guitar on this? Do you know?
On this recording?
Yeah. He has to, right? Because he sings the other songs on this album. This guy, Terry Kath, was the original guy in Chicago, and he was such a shredder on the guitar. Listen to it. But at the end of this song,
Oh, yeah.
it gets insane.
Well, the whole song is almost like a solo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me just go to the end. Hold on. Terry Kath said, Jimi Hendrix said to him, I could play guitar, but you could play guitar. That's a great compliment.
Yes, Terry is on that recording.
He's amazing, and he's dead. There you go. You can go see Chicago. You won't see Peter Cetera. You won't see Terry Kath. You'll see a bunch of weird old white dudes, and it still sounds awesome.
Still sounds great. Yeah, that was recorded in 1969.
No.
You won't see Peter Cetera. You won't see Terry Kath. You won't see the drummer because they kicked him out of the band too. There's like 3 other people that are in the band, but it all sounds exactly the same. It's amazing. All right. Anyway, let's give some stuff away. Carmen, what do we have today?
Okay, so we have tickets for All American Rejects, Jay Leno, Steve-O, Monster Jam, Bret Michaels, and the Ultimate Country Tailgate.
Did you see the Bam Margera video where he raps or whatever and then disses the other Jackass people?
Yeah.
I couldn't bring myself to watch it,
Yeah.
but I did see Steve-O's video response. Did you see that? Steve-O goes, hey, okay, man, I saw your video, and that's fine. You can say whatever you want, but don't diss my skateboarding. And then he went on to show like a highlight reel of his skateboarding. Steve-O can skateboard. He's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't imagine doing some of the things he was skateboarding with Tony Hawk.
I would imagine you're pretty good when you don't care about dying or getting hurt at
Yeah.
all. You know what I mean? That's a big part in a lot of those like extreme sports. If you don't care, then you're just like, whatever. Dude, I told you I watched that Shaun White documentary that they have on, I think it's on HBO. Very interesting, really good, but good grief. There is some of this stuff. Because think about snowboarding.
Yeah.
You're snowboarding in that big curve thing. So whenever you come down and you hit that side, he hit and he goes face first into ice.
Oof.
Face first when you're 40 feet in the air.
Yeah.
His whole lip is split up into his nose and stuff. And it's like Predator. It's like, yeah. And he's talking. I go, you got to stop talking to the camera.
While it's split.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, those guys.
Brutal.
I thought his video response was good, and one of the clips they showed was, and you kids probably don't remember this, Carmen. I mean, yeah, Carmen Spanish. Did you ever? You may know of it, but did you ever watch the show Blind Date with Roger Lodge?
No.
I'm telling you right now, there was no better dating show on television ever. It was where they would set 2 people up, follow them on the date, and then they follow them right to the door at the end of the night to see if they would go in for the night or leave. And it was just. They'd make fun of each other. It was great. But I didn't know Steve-O was on an episode of Blind Date. And they were showing him last night, and he was snorting salt at the table in front of the girl and snotting all over. And he was just being Steve-O, but it was fun. All right, well, let's give some stuff away right now. A little bit of Sporcle. Here we go. Galvin, what line are you playing for?
I'm going to win today for line 1.
Line 1. Good morning. Who is this?
Joe.
Hi, Joe.
Morning, Mike.
How you doing, sir? Galvin's playing for you. Please hold on. Spanish.
Line 3, please.
Good morning. Who is this? Oh, man, they knew what a disappointment you would be. Good morning. Who is this?
Hey, good morning, Mike. This is Jason.
Hi, Jason. Spanish is playing for you. Gio.
Line 6.
Good morning. Who is this?
This is Kyle.
Hi, Kyle. Gio is playing for you. I'll play line 15. Good morning. Who is this?
This is Kelly.
Hi, Kelly. I'm playing for you, sir. Carmen, the keeper of Sporcle. Pap, your judge and scorekeeper. Carmen, what are we playing today?
All right, today we're going to play 4-letter words that end in O. Okay, so I'll give you a letter.
4-letter words that end in O.
Correct.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you a letter. I'll give you a hint. You're giving me the 4-letter word.
All
Okay?
right. All right.
First one is A. Projectiles to be fired from
Arrow.
a gun.
Ammo.
Galvin. B. Type of ballpoint pen.
Bic. No, that's dummy. Idiot.
Bippo.
4-letter word, ends in O, begins with B, type of ballpoint pen.
Bobo.
I don't know.
I was looking for bureau.
Okay.
That's why I didn't know.
C, informal Italian
Ciao.
salutation. Oh, there you go. Spanish. D, instinct heavy flightless bird.
Dodo.
Mike. E, nymph who was spurned by Narcissus.
Ego.
Emo.
Elmo.
Efo.
Looking for echo.
Echo.
F, generic name for a pet dog.
Fido.
Mike. G, Greek dish of roasted meat in pita bread.
Hero.
What did you say?
Euro.
Hero.
I heard hero.
Yeah.
You say hero?
Hero.
It's Euro.
You can say it there's different ways to say it.
No, it's not. It's
Yes,
Euro.
it's-
I mean,
there-
I say
it has
give.
been
Listen to me. I say give him the point, but it's Euro.
it's been confirmed. You can say it people say it differently.
Who confirmed that?
I saw a video of a Greek guy.
Who said hero?
If it was a Greek guy, he said hero.
He said you can say it either way. Both are correct.
It's gyro or Euro.
It's Euro.
It's not hero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
Spanish is the point. H, angel's headpiece.
Halo.
Spanish.
Hero.
What? I heard.
What? He goes, what?
Jesus.
What? Who'd you hear?
I heard Spanish.
Did you hear Spanish first?
Yes.
Okay. That's the more important, not just I heard
Yeah.
Spanish.
I, villain in Shakespeare's
Iago.
play. Mike. J, type of martial art.
Judo.
Mike. K, 1,000
Kilo.
grams. Mike. L, company emblem.
Logo.
Mike. Pap. We are halfway there.
Gio is not on the board. It's as if he's not playing at all.
Geo. Oh.
Calvin has 1 point. Spanish has 3, and Michael is your leader by 3. He has 6.
All right. Here we go.
All right. 4-letter words that end in O. Your next one, N, Roman Emperor.
Nero.
Galvin.
What did he say?
I said Nino.
Yeah,
Nero.
yeah.
I said
Oh.
Nero.
I said Nero too.
So did I.
I heard you said Nemo.
Pap.
Michael.
Oh, man.
Mike gets the point.
Garbage.
Wow.
O, U.S. state.
Ohio.
Galvin. P, basic unit of money in Mexico.
Peso.
Peso. Galvin. R, Nevada City.
Reno.
Famous. Yes. Pap.
Gio.
Thank you.
Gio gets the point.
I agree with that.
Hurts me to say that.
I agree with it.
A judge is supposed to be impartial,
I am
jerk face.
impartial.
Yeah. Why would it hurt?
Oh, it hurts me to give the
He gave it to
answer.
you.
Yeah.
He
Not
gave
cool.
it to you.
Not
It hurt
Good
me
job.
too,
No,
Joe.
not cool.
It hurt
Not
me
fair.
too.
That's
Biased
not
integrity.
Yeah. 100% integrity.
Biased dirtbag.
Oh my God. Next one, S, without anybody else.
Solo.
Galvin. T, Mexican food.
Taco.
Food.
Gio.
Food.
Of course he gets it. U, unfasten, untie.
Undo.
Galvin. Pap.
Oof.
We're on the last 3.
Gio has 2 points. Spanish slightly ahead with 3. Galvin has 5, and Michael is your leader by 2 with 7.
Oh, I need these.
Come on.
I need
Come on.
these.
All right. 4-letter words that end in O. Your next one, V. Refuse
Veto.
to endorse. Mike. W. One who drinks excessive
Wino.
grape.
Or Gio.
Or Joe.
Can't get any of those points.
Jojo. And your last one, Y. Stringed toy.
Yo-yo.
Oh, yeah.
Spanish.
What just happened?
Oh,
Yeah, that's right.
you never let us know, you idiot. Oh, what an idiot.
Your final score,
Hero.
Gio,
Hero.
with 2 points on the board. The Spanish doubling it with 4 points. Galvin
points.
ahead with 6. And Michael, your victorious champion. He won with 8.
And, I mean, how many in a row is that?
That's 3 in a row.
Oh. the new world champion. Today, gentlemen. Well, listen, you don't be impressed. Today, gentlemen, you will pick your favorite wrestler, and you will tell me how smart I am in a little vignette by that wrestler. Thank you very much. Take it away.
Oh, yeah.
Easy one.
Mike Calta is the best at the Sporcle in the world.
Thank you, Randy Savage. Although it kind of looked like sound like Pat Patterson taking a dump,
Very nice.
but also thank you, Randy.
Snap it to a Slim Jim.
Mike Calta, you're the best at Sporcle. Woo!
It was a terrible Ric Flair.
Garbage.
That's right. Yep.
Galvin.
Bad.
I gotta tell you, coming into this, I didn't think Mike Calta was gonna win, and then he won, and he did such a good job that he might be the best at Sporcle ever.
Thank you, Dusty. Thank you,
I was
Dusty.
going to see if Spanish knew who that was.
Oh, sorry. Excellent.
I got to
Excellent.
meet him.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was, and I had no idea who he was. I didn't know wrestling. I didn't know who he is now, but at the time, I was like,
The
oh.
American Dream.
What's weird is
Gumbo.
Dusty never really meant a lot to me either because I didn't grow up with him.
Yeah.
In the Northeast, there was no really. You'd see him in wrestling magazines, but you never saw him on TV because he was always part of NWO or one of the other things. But I certainly know what he contributed.
Also, at the time, the way the wrestlers looked, I was
Yeah.
like, he was a wrestler. I didn't. Okay. all
Yeah,
right.
Galvin comes in. Everybody's chiseled and has abs.
Yeah.
Fandango's there. At the time? It was Fandango. It was Mike, his brother, Bray Wyatt, who wasn't Bray Wyatt yet, and a couple other guys. Like I can remember, they were all super. And then the Bella twins and that hot black chick, and they like all hot girls, and they were all our friends for like 5 minutes. Then once they got famous, they were like, "We don't know you guys. We're never on that show." We went out one night with the Bella twins and Alicia Fox and some other people. They came out and hung out and channel side with us. We were like, we're the coolest guys in the world for 5 minutes.
Nice.
And then they were like, no, we never. And I saw Nikki Bella at WrestleMania one time, and I was like, hey, good to see you. And she's like, yeah, I go. Oh, you were on our show a couple of times. She's like, yeah. She's like, I remember I follow you on Twitter. I was like, oh yeah. I was like, maybe we're better. No, okay, bye.
No,
Yeah, no, that was it. All right, Galvin, what do we have coming up in news?
Coming up in news today, Dog or the Kid, Hot Tub Time, and Walker Talker.
I don't know what the dog thing is about, but it made me think of Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Oh.
And there's a fantastic shirt
Yeah.
going around. It's Dog the Bounty Hunter, and it just says Taylor Swift on it. Makes me laugh. All right, we'll take a break. Galvin has your news. We'll do that when we come back. First, I want to tell you about my friends at Walsh Roofing Services. Walsh is putting roofs on the homes of Tampa Bay. If you need a new roof, like my dad does, my dad's roof, his homeowners association said, even though there's nothing wrong with your roof, it's getting kind of old. You have to replace it. So my dad did what I tell everybody else to do, and he called Walsh Roofing Services. They came out, they gave him an estimate, and they're getting ready to start replacing the roof in his house. And the best part about it is, of course, they have financing. Nobody expects you to just write a huge check for a new roof. So they'll take care of you there. But also, Walsh Roofing does solar. You can find them online at walshroofingandsolar.com. If you're thinking about going solar, and in these past couple of weeks, you see how hot it gets and how much that sun is just beating down on us, why not turn that into a much lower electric bill? Because I know everybody's got their electric bill this month and went, geez, what is going on? Have Walsh Roofing Services put solar on your home, and this way you can use that sun to probably eliminate, if not super lower, your electric bill. Call them today. Go to their website, walshroofingandsolar.com. That is walshroofingandsolar.com. Let them give you an estimate for a roof or for solar or for both, and turn your electric bill into a positive every month for you at walshroofingandsolar.com. News is next on 102.5 The Bone.
You're listening.
On the Mike Calta Show. It's 102.5 The Bone. Don't forget, if you want to go and get scanned for what could possibly be cancer or heart disease, do what we did and go to lifeguardimaging.com. Lifeguardimaging.com. Give yourself and your family the peace of mind that you deserve. I got to tell you, Lifeguard Imaging set off a whole trend of events with me. Now I'm going back to the doctor regularly. I'm getting tests and stress tests. And Jesus Christ.
Good, Michael. You got solid tubes, but it's never
Not
too
solid,
safe.
open, big open.
Sturdy, you know,
wide
solid.
tubes.
Solid tubes.
Sturdy tubes.
Robust.
Wide pipes.
Solid.
Real tight, thin tubes.
Yeah.
Tight.
Thick tubes. Anyway,
A lot of stuff in those tubes.
tubes are pretty full. I'm not gonna lie. I have a question. I listened to a syndicated morning show yesterday for the first time in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
There's another market trying to get us to go into that market and be on there. And years ago, that was a great idea, and everybody was hoping for it. I think now, I worry now that we've been doing this for so long in this market that picking up another market might throw us off a little bit, and maybe not be good enough for that one, or start to take away from that. I'm like, I don't really want to do that anymore. I don't care. The money's not in syndication like it used to be in the 90s, and it's only now just for ego to be on in several places. I used to want to do it so that we could drive to that market and we could play the band over there. We can get to know that audience like we know this one, but I just think now maybe it's not worth it anymore. But I started listening to other syndicated shows. I listen to a very popular show that's on in a lot of markets, not Bob and Tom. And it's more like up this show's alley. And they did a thing where they were like, it was good, by the way, but they did a thing where they were like, all right, it's time to check our email. I can't imagine doing that. Like I can't imagine being like a segment where you read emails of things. And because the whole time I was like, none of it's real.
No,
It's all
there's
fake.
There's services that send you fake emails.
Oh, but it wasn't even like it was like things about the show. So you're like, hey, so say Galvin has a gig on Tuesday at Bob's Barbecue. Hey, do you think when Galvin's at Bob's Barbecue on Tuesday, he'll be there with his ugly red shirt on? Galvin, you gonna wear your ugly red shirt?
Hey, who's saying that?
Yeah. And I was like, ugh. I
Dear
don't like
Gio,
that.
do you think Joe will try and eat the sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit a day later out in
Oh,
the garage?
oh.
Yes. The answer to
Are
that
there
is
there
yes.
biscuits from yesterday?
There are.
Oh yeah.
Joe, you feel
Those are
free to
not
use the
good.
microwave if you like, or the
Thank
air
you,
fryer, even better.
Don't do
No.
it, Joe. Don't use microwave.
Why?
That's
Why
for
not?
guests only.
Oh, all right.
Bobby Kelly has given me a lot of things in life, but I would say the turning me on to an air fryer might be the most important.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never would have used it until he was like, dude, trust me.
That
steak.
was not Robert
I know.
Kelly.
No,
They-
see, hold on,
Meanwhile,
hold on.
Carmen and I told you a
I
million
know.
times he
for
bought you
years.
one.
I
Yeah,
know.
I
Is what-
literally got one
oh.
for Christmas. I begged for one for Christmas.
Cow. I'm just saying, I know you guys, but he forced it upon
No,
me.
no.
All right.
We award you no credit, Bobby
Yeah.
Kelly.
Yeah.
Put it in an email.
Dear Mike, do you think Carmen was really mad that you gave Bobby Kelly the credit for the air fryer?
100%. You never give me credit
Oh.
where credit
Holy
is due.
cow.
And the air fryer being one of the best inventions that got brought into our life, I feel like, yes, I deserve the credit for that.
USA.
USA. USA.
You know why, Carmen? You know why? Because you're a
Unsung hero.
We're
Damn
getting the
straight.
band back together.
Hey, today is a very important day. Galvin, I'm not going to jump the gun. If I am, just tell me to shut up and I'll shut up. But do you have UFO stuff in news?
No.
Today's a big UFO hearing
So they say.
where they went up to, we talked about it last week, how they went up to Eglin Air Force Base and they were told that they would have all this access to all these documents and pictures. And then they were cursed out and turned away. And Anna Paulina Luna was one of the people leading it. And I listen, you start talking about UFO and you're like crazy. People are crazy. Aliens, crazy talk. I don't know, Paulina's crazy and so are the other people. But there are a couple people who bring up some great points. Like, we're calling it UFO because that means unidentified flying object. One of our main concerns is that these unidentified objects are coming from countries here on Earth that don't like us. And they're able to infiltrate our radar system, and they're able to come in and out and fly sideways and at speeds we don't have the capability to do so. And if our government knows about this, why are they hiding it from us? The American people have the right to know. And if it is, in fact, like all the scientists have said, and all the retired NASA people and all the retired government people have come out and said, yes, we have technology that comes from another world. It's elements that are not in our elemental chart. It's materials that we don't have. It's aerotechnology that we have not used before. We don't believe it's of this planet. We have all of that information. Why haven't we shared that with the American people? Do you think that people will go insane if they know this? I mean, the number one thing that I think people worried about is if you come out now and say, yes, There is life on other planets. We have been communicating with them for years. We are under a treaty that keeps them away from us and allows us protection, blah, blah, blah. The number one problem is that religious people are going to lose their minds because they have dedicated their life. And look at the Muslim people will blow themselves up for stuff. The Catholic people have been preaching this is the way for hundreds of years. Religious wars have been fought over it. Now all that stuff changes. Now there's another world. There's more people. What is it? Is it related to us? Do we go there when we die? Are they going to come kill us? Are they using our resources? Are they the reasons for the World Trade Center to blow up? Are they the reasons that there's been earthquakes and disasters? There's going to be a lot of questions that have to be answered. And today, most of that stuff is going to be addressed in congressional hearings, and we're going to find out why the American people are not privy to the information that our hired government people are keeping from us. And it's a big deal. Whether you believe in aliens or not doesn't matter. It's the fact that this information that we have the right to know is being kept from us. And today they're supposed to start, it won't end today, but they're supposed to start really getting into it and declassifying some stuff and finding out why it is we're not talking about it. It's going to get interesting. It really is.
I'm very excited.
The use of iPhones and cameras in everyone's hands that shoot in 4K video have really shown us a lot more of what is going on around the world. It's very easy to take a picture of something, load it immediately to the internet, and billions of people to see it or millions of people to see it in a couple of minutes. That is what I think has changed things mostly. So the fact that all of this stuff is coming out now and you're seeing it all, instead of it just being a one-off where you go, oh, that looked like a spaceship, hee hee. You're like, oh, there's 9 of them and they're just sitting in the sky. Or the new one is they have video of a bright light flying over a city in Florida, and as it passes over, all the power in the city goes out, and then once it's gone, it all comes back on. Now, the other problem we have with the cameras is we also know that a 5-year-old kid can make a video that looks like Terminator 2 did when it first came out and have all the same special effects. So we don't know what to believe and what not to believe. But today, we will find out some of what our government knows and find out exactly what we know about if there is life or communication with life on other planets, and they've been keeping it secret for world peace reasons, or maybe they just have technology from other planets and don't know where it came from or how we got it, or what their fears are. I think maybe it'll help us understand why our government makes some decisions that we feel are stupid. Like why they say you can't go here, or we don't go to Antarctica for these reasons. Yeah, because we've been letting them live up there for the past 100 years. I don't really know what the situation is, but we'll hopefully find out a little bit more today.
We're not going to find out anything.
I don't know, Carmen. I have to tell you, I don't think we're going to find out everything, but I think we may. I heard Drew and John talk about this yesterday on my way home, and Drew said, could it be the fact that they're just hiding the fact that they have been here and just living among us, and we don't know?
I think that either that. I doubt they're going to tell us anything about alien life.
But what would be? Let me ask you this: what would be like if I found out? I mean, odds are that somebody in our building then, or somebody that we come in contact with day-to-day life, is one of those people, right? So are they wearing a disguise, or they just look like, yes, I'm from the planet Nimrod, but we look just like humans.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's like coming here from another country.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah, but what if they eat people?
I mean, are they eating people after they die?
No.
Babies.
What if what is really going on is we've made a pact with other alien life because they were coming here and they were eating people, and our government said, if you give us tech, we'll let you come to our country and eat as many people as you want.
So then why don't they just bring them to the border and let them eat those people?
I think they want to keep it hush hush.
No, I know, but
too spicy.
Yeah, that might be.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, let them go to prison and eat some of those people.
I mean, maybe they do. I don't know how it works, but
I mean, we can make it. Listen to me. If you tell me you steal this, you're going to go to jail for 3 to 5 years, and I go, no, I've never committed a crime. I've never been arrested. I'm white. Chances are I'm probably not going to go to jail. You tell me you steal this car, you're going to go to jail, and there's a chance one of the aliens might eat you, and it's okay. I go, all right, I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't want to get eaten. I don't mind serving 60 days, but I don't want to get eaten while I'm in there.
Then they have to admit that they made a deal where they allow people, us, who they supposed to work for.
Yeah, but what if they're saying we're only letting the bad people get eaten? How about this? How about this? Yes, we have a treaty with the aliens. We let them eat people, but we pick the people they eat. Jeffrey Epstein was eaten, and
Yeah.
everybody's like,
Yes.
yes.
Nice work.
And all child molesters from now on will be eaten immediately after their sentence.
Yeah.
I sentence you to be eaten by an alien.
I'm into
I mean,
that.
how? And the alien's like, yeah, we don't care what they did. We just want to eat. You know, what I
We're
mean?
hungry.
Yeah, I'm all for that. Or what if we go? What if they go to a country that hates us and wants to destroy us, and we be like, you know what, aliens, go eat the Chinese. We like Chinese food.
Yeah,
You're
but
gonna
why,
love Chinese
why are
food.
they on our side
That's a
only?
good question. Yeah.
You know,
We're the rulers of the world. Let's be serious.
are we?
Well, are we though?
Not right now. No.
Not
Like what
anymore.
if?
We're
What if?
struggling right now.
What if the reason why we're struggling is because our treaty
Chinese have aliens.
our
Yeah.
treaty ran out, and the Chinese are like, hey, we have more people here. We have so many people. We stop them from making new people. You
Yeah.
could eat some of these people.
And
Yeah.
Chinese delicious.
It's so
Chinese
good.
delicious.
Yeah.
And an hour
Possibility.
later, you'll be hungry again. You eat more Chinese people.
That's a possibility.
And if you want to mix it up a little, we'll take it to eat some Koreans. Oh
What if
man.
But what if they only eat babies? What if it has to be
Oh, that's the good
someone
stuff.
under?
Yeah.
All right, so then you do like the Matrix. You pop them
5.
out and give them to them.
But that also works in China because if you have too many babies, they
Yeah.
take it away anyways. So
Right.
now they just give it to the alien.
You have a male or
No.
female, whichever one they don't want. You just feed the other one to the.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I have to tell you, this could be a real good system that we could be working on.
Yeah. It could be.
You know,
Or-
then there's a lottery.
Yeah.
Okay, so we need so many American babies. All right, well,
Yeah.
you draw straws. Damn it, we got the better. Let it eat this baby. We'll make a new one.
What if aliens are listening right now and they're among us and they're like, we don't eat babies, you weirdos.
Yeah.
We don't want to eat your bad humans.
You know how excited Tom the Tree Man just got that he thought he could feed some of his grandchildren to the
Oh.
aliens?
Yeah, very excited, very excited. The other big thing people are saying is that the government has been keeping tech from us that would be like would make an energy crisis non-existent anymore.
Well, but here's the thing: why would they keep that from us?
I mean, why wouldn't they keep that from us? That's
Well,
the easiest way.
Yeah,
if
but
you-
they
if
live
people-
here too. They don't want to lose.
Oh, they don't. I would say it's more. Yeah, but if if the people in control can have control of what we eat and
Yeah.
what we
I'm telling you, I think something more along the lines of technology information is going to come out today, as opposed to whether or not little green people are living on Earth. I don't think certainly not today. You're not going to get that. But it's going to be interesting what we hear in the next couple of days. Where I mean, you've had all these military people testify under oath and say, "Yes, I've seen this. This video is real." And so, I mean, I think you'd have to be pretty ignorant right now to assume that we're the only people in this vast, never-ending universe.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems to us we don't. I don't feel like we're that smart that we're the only ones who could have survived.
Definitely
We're the only
not.
ones who could be doing stuff. And now they say that, you know, with the galaxies and with space being so infinite, how are we supposed to even have an idea? The best thing that can come out of it is that there are other people and they teach us some stuff. They help us cure cancer. They help us travel at the speed of light, you know, or they come here and eat our babies. Either way, I'd
You
like to
think
see
you're
it before I
better
die.
than me?
You think you're better than us? What?
What if they can cure cancer, can travel at the speed of light? They have stuff that'll turn, you know, garbage into fuel. They just are real good at everything, but they like love TikTok. You know what I mean? They're like,
They love to
your
dance.
TikTok dances brought us to this planet. How can you move so freely? Like, what if it's something so dumb? Or they're like, what if
Yeah.
they come in? They're like, you must give us your most prized possession, Corey Feldman. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, what if it's something that they love that we're like, yeah, come on. And I hope we don't give it up that it's easy. Like, we hope they're like, we would trade cure for cancer for Corey Feldman. And we're like, yeah, take Corey Feldman. But I hope we play cool and we go, whoa,
Yeah.
not our treasure, Corey Feldman.
No.
Meanwhile,
Take one of the Backstreet Boys, but don't touch Corey Feldman.
Meanwhile, we probably can cure cancer, but there's so
Yeah.
much money in cancer medication that they don't want to
Yeah.
do that. We can make fuel from garbage, but we're oil dependent, so
Right.
we don't want to do that. Like all
Right,
these
right.
things, we probably have already done. but it's
Bring
just
us
like,
your island boys.
Yeah. Bring us the
That's what they
tattooed
are,
brothers who
yeah.
make out with each other. Hey, we have really hot girls. Not interested. Where is Justin Bieber? You know what I mean? Like there are situations that what if they just got the only signal that they receive from us has just been boy band. Like somebody sent out all this stuff into space, but they hit a wrong filter. And instead of sending all of our political stuff, they just send boy band stuff for the last 30 years. Bring me Menudo. Bring me young Ricky Martin. They just want to eat the boy band people. Sorry, AJ McLean. It's time for you to stand up for your country.
I like that.
I'm telling you right now, I think we're onto something.
Yeah, we're gonna find out though in the next couple of weeks. Hopefully, if nobody dies of a random heart
Right.
attack or one
Hey,
person car accident.
Listen to me. We will give you back your Jeffrey Epstein. No, we're good.
Oh.
Keep that guy. Gio sent me yesterday. You know, Comic-Con is this weekend. Then there's like Fanboy Expo, and there's all these things. What is that thing called? 90s Con?
Yeah.
90s Con, which really, like, show-wise, I'm very interested. Going there-wise, I don't really care. Like, like the entire cast of Boy Meets World is going to be there.
I'm all in on this, by
Except
the
for
way.
a Savage. I don't think he was there.
Nah, I don't think so.
But the rest of the cast of Boy Meets World is going to be there, including the old man I have on the death pool who was the voice of Knight Rider. Then most of Full House is going to be there.
Not John Stamos.
Not John Stamos,
Not
but
Bob Saget.
Not Bob Saget.
Bob Saget's not going to make it. We will give you back Bob Saget.
Like the entire cast of the original Beverly Hills 90210 series.
Yeah,
Yeah.
including Shannon Doherty and
Yeah.
Jason Priestley. Yeah, I have to tell you that whatever pans out, their plan right now is really good.
Yeah.
Whatever pans out, we'll see. But it had some really good stuff in there. But the minute you send it to me, I sent it to my sister because there is no bigger Full House fan. And she was like, "We have to go to this." And I
Yeah.
went, "No, we don't. We cut it out. I am not going to that." But I would like to get a lot of people on the show.
Yeah.
There was
I'd
there
go
was
to that.
there was good. There was a lot of other stuff on there I thought was really cool. And then, when is that? You know?
September.
So as it gets closer, I bet you they
I
beef it
believe
up a
that.
little bit too. All right, that'll be cool. It's coming up tomorrow on the show. We'll talk to Klinger from MASH, who's going to be in town for the Comic-Con this weekend, along with Loretta Swit and the guy who played Igor on MASH. If you're a MASH fan, that's a big deal. If you're not, then you won't care. But you might hear us make references all the time on the show to Klinger when Klinger ate the Jeep. I don't know why that. Of all the episodes, Klinger is a guy in the Army who dressed up as a woman to try and convince the Army he was crazy and send him home on a Section 8.
Because back then it was crazy to dress up.
Right,
as a
that's
woman.
right. So, and Klinger was the ugliest Lebanese woman you'll ever see.
Very hairy.
Very hairy, and he was just a very funny character. And then even after they changed it up, where he wasn't in the dress anymore, he still went on to take over for Radar after Radar left. And I'm a MASH fan, and I just think it'll be cool to have him back on the show tomorrow. And he'll be in town this weekend. And also David Wells, former New York Yankee perfect game pitcher, will be stopping by tomorrow. Right now, let's check in with Galvin. He's got today's news.
And now, news with Galvin on the Mike Calta Show.
What do we have in news today, Galvin?
Today's news is brought to you by Pelt Shoes. Right now, you got some sidewalk sales going on, and you're going to be saving money on top of the clearance. So you're saving sales, you're saving money on top of money on top of money. Also, it is tax-free season going on until August 6th, so you can save some money right there as well. And guess what?
What?
They have all kind of great deals happening. Right now, you can buy one, get one, 50% off on brands like Blowfish, Skechers, and New Balance, and a bunch more. So you can get a few pairs of shoes for the price of one. Also, 10% off purchases of $75 or more. So Pelt is doing their part. They're making all kind of deals so you can save some money. They have all the different brands and styles you're looking for. So whenever you stop in there, you can get some good deals on some shoes for you, your kids, your family. Buy your neighbors some shoes. It'd be nice to show up and be like, here, instead of some baked goods.
So weird if I showed up at my neighbor's house and be like, I figured you guys were like a size 9.
But think about it. If people moved in and they're like, all these cookies and stuff, and then you show up with some Hey Dudes, they'd be like, oh, these guys are the best. Pelt Shoes, get them at Pelts.
By the way, we had a really once the snooty neighbors moved out, everybody else is really getting along well. So Connie, my neighbor over here, she's super cool. She's the one that sees Joe pee in the woods all the time.
I wave.
Yeah, she's got two little foo-foo little dogs. And over the weekend, my Ring doorbell went off, and I looked at it, and there was nobody there. And then I saw something out of the corner, and I blew it up. And I called her up. I said, one of your little foo-foo dogs is loose. It's out of my house. She's like, God damn it, I'm not home. It's my kids. So she called, and she said, no, the kid said the dogs are in the house. Turned out it was a new neighbor's foo-foo dog got out.
Oh.
And then that neighbor told that neighbor, and next thing you know, foo-foo dog's back home. So it's a little neighborhood network.
Maybe you'll make the Ring doorbell commercial.
Yeah.
I saved a dog.
I have to tell you, the combination of my ADT alarm service and my Ring doorbell make me feel so comfortable when I'm not here.
Yeah.
I could see everything. I could operate everything from the app, turn it on, turn it off. So if I'm going over, all right, I'll turn it off. You know what I mean? It makes me feel very comfortable being here and not being here.
I always think on Shark Tank, none of them thought that the Ring doorbell would work. They're like,
Pass.
security
Well,
reasons.
I wonder what is secure. Like, I wonder
Yeah.
what, I watch a lot of Shark Tank and I get some of their Like Mark Cuban's the best. Mark Cuban's like, it's a great idea, and I think it's great. But the problem for me is, put all the thing, I'll make 2%. He's like, it's just not worth it. I'm out. Like he just makes common sense business decisions.
Yeah, or sometimes he's like, I don't think I can bring anything to it. I think you're doing a good job. You don't need an investor.
So what is the? I wonder what I want to watch the Ring Doorbell one again to see what they didn't like.
I think they said it was like really easily hacked.
Yeah.
Like hackable.
Like they didn't trust the technology.
Yeah.
But it's so great because still they were like, all right, beat it. And then he goes out and sells it to Amazon and makes all his money and does all his stuff and then comes back as a shark.
Yeah.
What if they were right? And what if Amazon bought it so that they can hack it? Now Amazon's like, hey, I didn't get my package. And they're like, yeah, we just looked at your Ring Doorbell. It's right there on your porch, idiot.
Totally.
Oh, man.
Yeah. That's what the McAfee guy did.
That's fine.
McAfee.
He
The
put
antivirus
virus guy.
Yeah, he bugged people's computers and then said, "Here, use it with my
That's right.
antivirus software." Yeah,
That guy,
and then
man.
just stole all their
He
information.
backdoored everything. Yeah.
That guy's something else.
Yeah.
That documentary, if you've not seen that,
Oh.
The Gringo, that's some good stuff.
It's unbelievable.
Still alive?
Nope.
I think he's still alive.
You don't think so?
Oh, because he killed himself, but
Yeah.
he said he would never kill himself.
Right.
But why would he? He was already hiding out. Why did they?
But now he can
Get a
really
little too
hide.
close.
Yeah.
I mean, if you would have said to me, did he kill himself? I'd say no. But is he alive? Probably not.
I don't know. He knew a lot.
What
of
if he goes to an
secrets.
island and then island has Jeffrey Epstein and he goes, hey, Jeff, haven't seen you in a while. Man, high five. And they're like, what are you doing tonight? Oh, me and Osama bin Laden are having dinner. Like all those people that they say are dead.
Yeah.
They're all living on this
Jimmy
island.
Hoffa.
Yeah.
Oof. But what if what happened to bin Laden? No, the aliens ate him last week. Yeah.
They'll make you go paddleboarding at the Obamas.
Yeah.
Oh, with the other chef.
Yeah.
This is a weird story. 3 U.S. Marines were found dead at a gas station in North Carolina Sunday, and an investigation is underway as to the cause. The 3 all-Marine Lance Corporals were found dead after law enforcement officials responded to the Speedway gas station in Hampstead, North Carolina, which is about 40 minutes from Camp Lejeune, where the Marines were assigned to Combat Logistics Battalion 2. The Marines were found after deputies from the sheriff's office responded to a missing persons call. One of the Marines in the car was the man who had been reported missing.
How were they killed? Were they killed or
They don't
It
say.
doesn't say. Yeah, they were found dead is what they say, but they don't say whether they were murdered or how the 3 Marines in a car at a gas station. Yeah, so they're investigating. Who knows whether we'll hear what exactly happened.
You
but-
think the aliens' mouth are watering right now? Look at some Marines.
Yeah.
Bring them to me.
Super weird story. Super
Well, I don't know.
suspicious.
But I mean, they're all deaths like that are suspicious. But you're mixing the fact that they're Marines. That's why if it weren't Marines, we probably wouldn't even hear about the story. Just 3 dead people somewhere. But what is how do we not was there an incident? We don't know what's going on.
Like if there was what did they all 3 of them overdose from drugs? Is that
Or
what we're
was
supposed
there
to
something
expect?
in the air that knocked them out? I need
Just
to know.
them?
I need to do an investigation.
Right? It's weird.
Hunter Biden is expected to plead guilty to 2 misdemeanor counts of failing to pay taxes at the federal courthouse in Delaware this morning. It is the first time the Justice Department, which falls under the executive branch, has brought charges against the child of a sitting president. U.S. Attorney David Weiss's office said that in a statement that, quote, Hunter Biden received a taxable income in excess of $1.5 million annually in calendar years 2017 and 2018, despite owing an excess of $100,000 in federal income tax each year. He did not pay the income tax due for either year. Biden also faced a separate gun charge for illegally owning a Colt Cobra 38 special handgun. The Justice Department, however, said that he reached a pre-trial agreement that most likely means that under certain conditions, the case may be wiped from his record.
Oh,
Why?
right.
I wonder. How do they know about the gun?
Because Dummy puts all of his stuff on the laptops.
He probably had it on him.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe an
Or
honor.
they
Yeah.
search stuff.
So, if this was a Trump kid, the world would be.
yeah.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Donald Trump Jr. didn't pay taxes.
Yeah.
They'd be losing their mind. But so the gun. Galvin, wipe from the record is when, hey, look, here's what's going to happen. You're going to plead guilty. You're going to pay the fine on the money, and we'll get rid of the gun charge, and we'll just wipe it clean. It won't be. You pay it, and it won't be on your record. That happens a lot. And I hate to. I don't want to make it like I'm sticking up for Hunter Biden, but in plea deals, a lot of times you'll say, hey, I'll take the guilt. I'll pay the thing, but I don't want this on my record. Okay, we'll take that. We just want to get the situation resolved. So I don't think that that's that big of a deal. Plus, let's be honest. You're the son of a sitting president. You should get a little extra special treatment.
Plus,
For all,
No.
yeah, you did.
if he,
No.
Carmen, you don't think that my son gets special treatment for things?
Yes, but
Okay.
not taxes.
No, not he's going to pay it. He's got to pay the fine.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that he shouldn't have to pay taxes or he shouldn't be called out on it, but the couple of all right, we'll
Right,
we'll
you
take
can't
care of
break
it. You pay it, and then we'll just make it go away.
You can't break the law. I don't care who you are.
can't.
No,
You
he's getting in trouble for it. He's getting in trouble and he's having to pay the fine. He's say, look, you owe us $100,000, make it $135,000 for the late fees. When we call it even, we'll take it off your record. That's
If
not
this
that
was-
big of a deal.
If this was someone else, they'd be going to jail for a very
Yes.
long time.
Right. So you saying that you can't break the law is incorrect because you can. It's just a matter of how much time you're going to serve. And if you're the son of a president, you're not going to get as much time as a guy who's
Right.
homeless.
And the other thing is there are a
That's
lot of
not right.
people, Carmen, that owe
No, it's not.
way more in taxes that never go to jail. It's not a matter of they want their money. Putting you in jail doesn't do anything for them. If they can settle a situation where they get their money, they could say, okay, well, we'll suspend your sentence or we'll take it off. You're on probation or something. They don't. It's going to cost them more to put them in jail. They just want their money.
if he is found guilty of anything, he's just going to get pardoned anyways.
Yeah.
So it does not. None of this matters.
No,
It's
can I
all
just
gonna
tell
be a
you right
waste of
now?
time.
I wouldn't pardon my son. Like I'd be like,
Oh yes, you would.
no.
Yeah, you- come on.
Hold on. Let me ask you. You think my son gets a DUI right now? I take him out of jail?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you
No.
leave him in there. You leave him in there.
100%. Galvin, listen to me. I'm telling you, I've had this conversation with my wife. I have given my son every opportunity to come home and never have to drive drunk. He has his own car. He has Uber. He can somebody else drive. He has Uber. He has the ability to call me in the middle of the night, and I will come pick him up, no questions asked. He has friends he can call. We have that kind of relationship. If he ever goes out of that and puts himself and other people at risk by driving under the influence when it was unnecessary, I told him I will drive his car to Pete the next day and tell Pete to sell it. I don't care what he gets for it, get rid of it. And I will leave him in jail for that weekend so that he can learn his lesson.
For the weekend?
Well, I'm saying, like, if he got arrested on a Friday, I wouldn't bail him out. I would say, good, spend the co I'm not saying,
Lies.
no, listen to me.
Listen,
I'm telling you right now.
I understand all
Now,
those
listen,
things.
will I have him be watched? Nothing happens to him,
Yeah.
yes, but
But I understand all those things, and maybe you sell his car and all this that. But you go and see him, and he gives you sad eyes, and he's a
I'm not
kid.
going to see him.
He's
Yeah.
a kid that made a mistake. You're getting him out of there.
Listen to me. I'm not going to see him. I may make a couple of calls and go, hey, that's my kid. Make sure nothing happens to him.
Uber Eats delivered
Right.
there.
But no. But seriously, I'm telling you right now, I will say it to him. I will say it to you. Granted, he does something wrong. He gets into a fight. He gets arrested. I go get him out of jail. But if he drives under the influence after all of the talks that we have had about safety and all that things and having Uber and all these options, I would absolutely leave him there. I mean, he's going to be 17 years old. He's got to learn that lesson.
Hopefully, we don't find out.
But I will also tell you that having those conversations with him, I have never had one problem with him. I have never had a situation. I have never had him. He came home for the first time ever drunk a couple of weeks ago, and he was in the back seat of a car that his friend drove. And I said, you know what? You'd be in so much more trouble if you would have came home in your car. I'd much rather you go sleep it off, and we'll talk about it tomorrow.
By the way, speaking of them wanting their money in the IRS and all that stuff, I read an article the other day where the IRS will not be sending agents out to people's houses
I did read
anymore
that, yeah.
because of scams that are going on, and they're like,
Also,
hey,
the aliens ate too.
just so you know, we don't come out to houses anymore.
Right. So
We don't
people
do
are
it.
knocking on your door.
Yeah.
And
so,
this Hunter thing was a big deal with his taxes because this is how they're supposedly getting more information about the family's dealings
Yeah.
with
Listen,
Ukraine and
yeah.
all that.
I'm not
so-
saying don't do the investigation.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that there isn't more to it. All I'm saying is that average Americans strike a deal with the IRS every day. You owe $500,000 in taxes. You hire a great tax attorney. He gets it down to $150,000. You pay it with the fine. It all goes away, and you're done.
Yeah.
That happens every day.
The whistleblower.
Now, the fact that you have your father as the president is going to help you out a little.
So that's what the whistleblower is saying is that they get special treatment from the IRS, which I agree with you. If you work in politics, I think you should get a little leeway.
If
with
you're
certain
the
things.
president.
Yeah, I don't think they.
No,
He's
does that
not
mean-
the president.
Yep, I'm saying he's in the president's immediate family. If you're the president of the United States, should you have they're not like, oh, you don't have to pay taxes anymore.
Everybody's getting the hookup.
Right, everybody's got a little bit of a hookup.
Eh.
Hey, you don't think somebody's ever called all of the presidents? hey, Uncle Barack, this is your nephew. Yeah. Hey, I got a problem. I owe 25 grand. I don't have the money. All right, we'll come up with a payment plan. We'll figure it out. Like that happens all the time.
Sure.
It should.
Yeah.
And presidents have pardoned people for way worse,
Way worse
than tax evasion.
And if you don't think that there's situations where like, hey, we'll donate to your
of course.
fund, whatever, if you can help our stupid son out over,
Right,
you know,
right.
they're like, all right, no problem. So he has problems with his son. He also has problems with his dog.
Oh, no.
Secret Service documents indicate that President Biden's German Shepherd Commander has bitten 7 people over a 4-month span.
And not just little bites.
Yeah, they're blaming it on, quote, a unique and often stressful environment for family pets at the
It's
White
cocaine.
House.
They got too much cocaine in it.
Yeah.
That dog has broken the skin on several Secret Service agents. It bit one of the agents in the back.
Oh.
Yeah, I was reading that story. It was really bad. And then what they do, they gave it away to a family friend.
Did they, Commander? I know that they gave the other one away or had it removed from the White House, whatever. But I didn't know if this was because there was Sergeant and Commander. I think were the two.
Yeah.
two
What if the
different ones.
aliens ate dogs? That'd
But
be
also,
That'd be nice.
also, German Shepherds are protective dogs. You know what I mean? So you have like I don't. Clinton's had like a little cocker spaniel or something like that. But like they're protective dogs. So if stuff's happening, they're
Right.
like,
They
I'm
get
involved
excited.
too. Grr, you know.
You have tons of money. You can't just get somebody to train the dog. Like
Right?
German Shepherds are very trainable,
Very
and super
trainable
smart.
and should be, or just keep it out of the White House.
Yeah.
Have it at the residence, maybe. I don't know whether it's just walking around the Oval Office and be like, "Hey, I'm the first dog."
Fight somebody.
They get special treatment. It's first dog.
I would pardon the dog.
Yeah,
Oh,
100%.
I-
Yeah.
Maybe let's give it a softer name instead of Sergeant or Commander. Let's call it Cuddles and see if that helps.
This is some bad news. The water temperature on the tip of Florida hit hot tub levels exceeding 100 degrees 2 days in a row. Meteorologists say that it could potentially be the hottest seawater ever measured. Just 26 miles away, scientists saw devastating effects from prolonged hot water surrounding Florida, devastating coral bleaching, and even some death in what had been one of the Florida's Keys' most resilient reefs. Climate change has been setting temperature records across the globe this month.
Yeah, I saw that. The coral is a big deal if the coral is getting killed because that'll just be the beginning of the sea life. But the temperatures that they're reading are surface temperatures that are just getting from this beat down sun right now. So, but when I saw this yesterday, and I don't know if it's real or not, that a orca was in Key Largo. Did anybody see that video?
I
did
did.
not.
I mean, Carmen, it looked real.
It
These-
did.
These
And-
guys on a fishing boat, and this orca was like right under the surface, and you could see what it was. It was black and white, and it was big. And they were like, "Wow, they're videoing," and I'm like, I don't even know if this is real or not. I can't tell.
Orca, Key Largo. Ooh, I wanna go.
Yeah, because that's also easy to say. Like, how do you know they're in Key Largo? Just because the video said it? You know
Well, it
what I
didn't
mean?
quite look like Alaska.
Right,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying you have no idea.
I
nowadays.
don't even know that whale was really under that water, or that they took that water and put it next to that boat, and I just have no way of telling. But I would imagine orcas traveling down here in the warm water and all that is probably some animals are loving it.
I was talking about climate change. I was listening to a talk that a bunch of scientists were doing. It's at a country in Europe at some summit, and they were saying that it's interesting to watch how politics intertwines with this climate change
Oh, sure.
argument. Because he was like, when you look at the Earth's orbit around the sun, it's not a perfect circle; it's an oval. So at certain parts of that orbit, we're going to get closer to the sun, and then we're going to get further away. And obviously, when we're closer, things get way hotter, and then when we get, so he's like, but it's always interesting to see how they always spin it for their whatever.
Yeah.
Hey, stop sending me videos about flat Earth. The
Me?
Earth's not flat. yeah,
When did I send you a flat Earth one?
Yesterday, you
When?
sent me a flat Earth. Wasn't it you that sent it?
I don't think so.
Oh, I don't
Some
watch
other
other
idiot.
people's.
Yeah.
You don't know.
I don't watch other people's things. So it had to be somebody I know. I thought it was it you or no?
I don't think so.
It was a
But-
flat Earth thing where they said that that it was old history how the Earth was described as a flat.
Oh, that was me. Yeah.
Yeah, see?
Hero.
Yeah. I'm telling you, Michael, the Earth is flat.
It's possible.
Oh, cool. I hope you fall
It's
off the
not.
edge.
Yeah. I
No.
will fall off because
Okay.
you can get to the edge and then you'll die.
Sticking with the heat wave in Phoenix has not let up. And yesterday they recorded their 25th straight day of temperatures hitting at least 110 degrees.
Isn't that where Aaron Miller is in Arizona?
I think
Probably
so.
has his
Yeah.
shirt off. Him and his dad
He
fighting.
never
people.
has his shirt on.
Beat people up.
It is so hot in Arizona.
How hot is it?
That doctors are treating a lot of serious burns on people who just fell on the ground.
Yeah.
Crazy.
An elementary school librarian claims his shoes melted from walking on the street.
That's right.
Wow.
Which I have heard that because there is an endurance race, Badwater, I think it's called, and they had an area where they run through, and I think it might be in Arizona, where they run along the street and it's just, desert area, whatever. They said they had to run on the white stripes so their shoes wouldn't melt.
Yeah.
Because it was so hot.
Hey,
on
you
the
know who's
road.
missing the boat is Pelts.
Yeah.
Your shoes melting?
Hey, you need some new shoes?
Yeah.
I saw some video. The guy was cooking a steak in his backyard on a rock. It was
Wow.
just like sitting in the yard.
God.
That's insane.
Yeah.
110 degrees for the 25th day straight.
Damn.
Oof. Speaking of which, clothes with built-in fans are getting more popular, especially in Japan, where they've been a thing for a while now. A former Sony engineer came up with the idea and started selling fan jackets in 2004. We have a picture on Bone TV. The name of the company literally translates as air-conditioned clothes. If you're having trouble picturing it, think about the inflatable dinosaur costumes that people wear for Halloween. They puff up and work the same way. So early versions weren't very breathable, and the batteries didn't last long, but now they can go all day. The power tool company Makita started selling their own version for construction workers back in 2015. They say sales have been way up in the last few years.
Genius.
Yeah.
It looks like Marty McFly's jacket in
Yeah.
Back to the Future.
I would love that, man.
Oh, yeah.
I tried that bed jet thing where you put it underneath. That's a great idea, but they haven't perfected that yet because all it did was make my feetsies cold. Because it blows under the bottom part, it made my feet freezing, and the rest of my body was still hot. So I got to figure that part out. But under mattress fan, like what I would be good is if my mattress was like my seat in my car. My seat in my Silverado is already blowing cold air when I get in the car. So you don't really feel it, but it makes your seat cool, so you're not getting back sweat.
Right.
Like, why couldn't they have that in the bed with little holes?
Right?
I guess
Sure.
you have to have sheets like that too. But anyway, keep the sheets cool, little holes, and then are constantly doing that.
That would be awesome.
That would be
Some mesh sheets.
Oh.
I like it. The UPS labor dispute has been resolved. And on somewhat related note, Grindr employees are now unionizing.
Yeah, I know, and we stand
Yeah,
in
you're
solidarity with
supporting
Grindr. I want to know if UPS is getting AC in their car. I mean, I got a lot of emails after we talked about this yesterday that some of the drivers have it 126 degrees in their car. It's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane, and we wouldn't expect anybody to work in any of those conditions if it was in a factory.
We know somebody that works at UPS.
We do?
Yeah.
Who's that?
Rockwell.
Rockwell. I forgot about that dumbass.
Yeah. JR.
JR?
The
He works
artist
at
formerly known as
UPS?
JR. Yeah, he works at UPS during the day.
Yeah, these
Because he
little
was
brown
talking about
shorts.
how he was concerned how this was all going to go.
Yeah, don't dead name him.
Dead name.
Yeah, you said JR.
That's his dead name.
It's Rockwell.
He's Rockwell.
Oh, sorry.
now.
The artist.
What's his
formerly
name?
known.
Rockwell Explorer Shenanigans the Third?
Thomas Dolby.
Yeah.
Didn't he have a full name?
I call him Rocco.
Rocco. So in the second greatest move, after of course Styles G. White, Greg White changed his name to Styles from Teen Wolf when he played for the Buccaneers. JR, who works on Mo's show, changed his name to Rockwell, like the old singer from the.
Yeah.
I always feel like somebody's watching me. Yeah.
By the way, the UPS has reached an agreement with the Teamsters Union to install air conditioning systems in its iconic brown delivery trucks
Yay.
starting January 2024.
Good for you guys.
Yeah.
If you make it through this summer,
Right. It's not
Summer
hot
on
in
record.
January.
The stipulation is it's only in vehicles that are purchased after that date.
Right. They can't go retrofit all the old ones. Look, UPS, I get it. And the guys who have seniority are going to get the new air conditioned vehicles. But, that's fine. The best thing that happens is one day you have a heat stroke, you fall in the car, and then you sue UPS, and you'll be fine. Can you imagine that? No. Can you imagine changing your name to Rockwell? What a loser.
starting next year, Americans will need a visa to travel to Europe, and the application fee will be about $8.
Yeah.
What? Now, you didn't need that before. You don't need a visa to travel to Canada, and you
Not
don't need a
yet.
visa. Well, I mean, I don't even know what it is. I've traveled internationally a bunch, and the only time I ever was told I needed a visa was one time I went to the counter, and the lady's like, you have your visa to go to Canada? And I was like, I don't know what that means, and my flight leaves in an hour. And then the lady's like, no,
I have
he doesn't.
American Express.
He is like, he doesn't need it for this trip. And they were like, oh, okay. I'm like, oh, thank God. But I don't even know what you need. I mean, I guess I've done that for other things, but my brother usually handles all the paperwork, so I don't even know. So one is not even, you have a passport, and then you need a visa, and that's like giving you like a ticket to the country?
So this says if you already have a passport, you need to apply for authorization through the European Travel Information.
And so basically, like, we allow you to come here. American passport allow you to travel.
A visa is a travel document that allows you to enter a foreign country for a specific period of time.
I thought it was where you're staying.
Well, no,
Long term.
a visa because that's you'll have a work visa where you can stay here for a certain amount of time, or a travel visa where
Tourist
you're
visa.
tourist where you're vacationing. So you're only going to be there for 2 weeks. If you
Right.
stay longer, then they're like, hey, let's go get this mofo.
This is interesting. The visa doesn't guarantee you automatic entry
Right.
into the countries anymore. You have to stop by a border guard, and they will see if you meet the entry conditions.
I told you my friend got denied. We decided to go up to Canada to see a hockey game, to see the Lightning play, and got denied at the border because he had a previous DUI on his
Really?
record. Yeah, they were
Damn.
just being dicks.
Shut it down.
They would just shut it down.
Shut
Imagine
wow,
traveling
look
and
at
paying all that money to go up there,
Yeah.
fly first class to Toronto or wherever they went, only to tell them, no, you can't come in. You got a DUI.
Cool.
Gio, you will be surprised that nobody won the Mega Million
What?
jackpot last night.
I thought you guys were going to win.
I
So
didn't
now Friday's drawing will be worth $910
Oof.
million.
right,
Will
I'm
we
ba-
see another $1 billion jackpot?
I'm back up to giving you guys more money.
Yeah.
Good.
How much we getting now?
We're gonna be rich.
What a fool's bet.
Except for Gio.
The whole thing. I think the whole thing's rigged. There's always some
If
random.
it's a fool's bet, you should be betting on it because you're terrible at betting.
Our look, you know who's going to win? Rockwell.
Yeah, there's always a winner in California, and we never hear about it again. The whole
Yeah.
thing's rigged.
Ooh.
Listen, I'm telling you, if Rockwell wins, I always thought that was a cool name.
If I win, I'm going to make 10 super UPS trucks and give them to UPS drivers.
Nice. I
That'll be
like
cool.
it.
Yep.
Yeah.
My UPS guys are great. UPS, I got FedEx, UPS, Amazon. I watch those guys on the doorbell or on the camera. They bring the packages up. They leave them. They hide them behind the poles sometimes so that they're not there for the porch pirates.
But also, you have to think of the FedEx guys or the UPS guys are looking at the Amazon guys going, I mean, they got sprinters and they're
Yeah.
brand new and
Yeah.
they're super nice.
But why don't
But
why don't they jump over to Amazon?
I don't know. UPS.
Seems like that fat girl got two upgrades, two promotions in a year. And you ever see that video, that pre-roll video?
Yeah.
She's shooting that video from above her head.
Amazon-
She should not. It looks like her head is a volcano that exploded from her neck. She's like, I've got 2 promotions in the first 6 months. I'm like, this is not flattering.
I feel like UPS, since they've been around longer, that you make more money driving for UPS. I don't know this to be true at all, but also I think it's more difficult to get a job with UPS than it is with Amazon. Because I see sometimes just some guy pulls up in his crappy car and he's like, yeah, Amazon, got a vest.
Yeah, I've seen that. At FedEx, the way that works is you buy the routes. Like I heard like Derek Brooks owns routes. Like you buy the area and the routes, and then you hire FedEx drivers to be in that area.
wow. Really?
Yeah. That's something I'd like to look
interesting.
into.
Yeah.
Looks like a good racket to run.
Yeah,
know,
that
right?
sounds like something Tony Soprano would
Yeah.
have
I hope I didn't just out Derek Brooks. I'd heard that he and other celebrities or investors would buy just routes in FedEx.
We own the South Side routes.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
I'm even trying to come up with
around with my routes.
I understand you've been looking at the routes.
A study found having these 8 habits at age 40 can help you live up to 24
Good.
years
Let's go.
long.
Gio, write these
baby.
down.
This is
All
what
right,
I
you
need.
ready for it?
Yeah.
Hit
All
me.
right.
Jelly beans.
Exercise.
That's not
Gio's
You're out.
Who's out? Everybody
Gio's
already out?
out.
Well, I'm on hiatus right now.
I go to the gym.
Don't get hooked on opioids.
Oh, I don't do that.
No?
All right.
What if you just dabble?
Don't get hooked.
Hooked.
Don't get
all
hooked.
right.
Hey,
I am
Say
a-
anything about dabble.
I am a non-opioid taker.
No.
Don't
neither.
smoke.
I don't smoke.
Okay.
Never
Don't
have it, never will.
Every
Same.
once in a while, I'll have one.
Gio, you're out on this one. Manage your stress.
Oh,
So far, I'm 3 for 4.
I'm 2 for 2.
1, 2. I'm 4 for 4.
True, you exercise.
Eat more plant-based foods.
I'm
No,
out on that
stop
one.
it.
Out on that
Yeah.
one.
I'm in
Liar.
on that. I'm in on that. I like
I'm
it.
forcing
No.
myself to do that lately. I'm eating broccoli. I'm eating other stuff, but I don't really like it.
Heresy.
I love it. I love it.
No.
I got to tell you, Joe, in Spanish, you're out on this one. don't binge drink.
Oh, yeah.
Gio, you're already out, but you're out on that
Well,
one
we don't
again.
binge. We consistently drink a lot.
That's true. It's not binging.
Yeah, I don't
Their
binge
bodies
drink
have
either.
grown accustomed to it.
No.
Get enough sleep.
And
I do it
Nah.
for sure.
so
I do.
far, I'm doing really well. I should be in a lot better shape than I am.
Have good social relationships.
Great.
So by not having any,
Yeah. I mean,
That's not good.
I've had,
Yeah.
You have good
That
social
sounds good.
relationships.
yeah, I enjoy my social
You and
relationships.
Ryan Hoppy are friends.
Nobody wants to hang out with this guy.
True or false? Hoppy would come over on man night.
He did.
Okay.
Came over
And then he
once.
texted you on your birthday.
He
Yeah.
did. Yeah, he
That's your
did.
guy.
Dude,
Yeah.
happy birthday.
He's not my guy. Don't say that.
He's your guy.
He's
Not my
definitely your guy.
No, he's mean.
Spanish is the only one that talks to me.
I don't talk to him.
You just talk to him.
No, I
Picture that dumb face.
You did.
Look like a camel getting butt raped.
It still makes me laugh when I think about Bobby telling you,
No.
down there,
No.
at the table. on
Dude,
the
that
cruise.
was the funniest. He's the weirdest kid, man.
Do mustard flavored Skittles sound like something you'd be
Whoa, is
interested
this part
in?
of the? Is this part
No,
of the?
that was- that was-
I was like, man,
I gave you the
I don't know
8.
if I could eat that.
I gave you the 8.
Liz got good at the end there.
Exercise. Don't get hooked on opioids. Don't smoke. Manage your stress. Eat more plant-based foods. Don't binge drink. Get enough sleep and have good social relationships.
So I have to eat
Friends.
more plant-based foods, and I should exercise, and then the rest of them I'm locked in. The
I'm
rest
pretty
of
good
them,
on
I'm
all of
six.
them except for I don't really have any friends. So
That's part of what keeps you down, I think.
by choice.
Yeah, you need to become more social.
People want to be friends, but I'm like,
People always say this to me. They always go,
No, thank you.
they'll see us out. I'll be out with Spanish or Joe somewhere, and they'll be like, "How come you guys don't ever hang out with Galvin? You don't like Galvin?" I'm like, "No, we like Galvin a lot. He doesn't really hang out. He doesn't
I leave.
like." We'll be like, "Galvin, we're going to the thing. You want to go tonight?" And he'll go,
Yeah, they call it the Irish exit for a reason.
Yeah.
"Yeah,
Yeah. Whenever, yeah, that's what I get whenever I invite Galvin to anything. He just goes pass.
yeah."
Do mustard flavored Skittles sound like something you'd
No.
be interested in?
No.
I would try
if
it.
so, you have your chance. Skittles just partnered with French's for National Mustard Day, which is happening next week. You can sign up online to try and win a bag.
I bet
Weren't
they'll
they-
sell out instantly.
Weren't
Oh,
they
I'm
putting
sure.
mustard on watermelon? Is that what it
Yeah.
was?
Yeah.
So if
And
you eat a
Oreo.
mustard and a watermelon Skittle,
Yeah.
Oh.
listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, I love mustard.
Yeah.
Mustard is-
I
yeah.
love mustard on a hot dog.
It's
I
the
love
only
mustard.
topping.
What do you go mustard? Regular yellow French's
Spicy
mustard?
brown.
Or you
Yeah.
like spicy brown?
Spicy
Exactly.
brown.
Okay.
I need
Yeah.
a
A
little
little
kick.
honey mustard. on
Honey
the
mustard's
side.
good too.
Mm.
I like that delicatessen Publix mustard.
That boar's head deli, yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, the Publix, if you get the roast beef with the honey mustard on it,
My
Watch
thing
out.
though is I only like mustard with certain stuff. Like I'm gonna tell you this. So mustard is a binder for when you're making like a brisket or a meat or something. You put mustard on it, and then you put the seasoning on it, so it sticks to it, and the mustard just burns off in the cooking phase. So a lot of people, they put the gloves on. I never wear the gloves. Rubber gloves freak me out. I don't feel like I can feel anything, so I need to get in the crevices. When I'm massaging my meat, I need to be able to feel it. So I put the mustard on. I usually at that point just use yellow mustard. Put it on, spread it all out there, whatever, and then
Slap it a little
wash
bit.
my hands, put the seasoning on it, flip it, wash my hands, put more seasoning on it, and then wash my hands again. No matter how much I wash my hands, when I'm sleeping at night and my hands by my face, I smell the delicious scent of spicy seasoned mustard, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I want to eat my hand.
So good.
you
Mustard
wake up
smells
just
great.
missing a couple fingers.
Oh, yeah.
the hell?
Hey, side note, let me just say this. I watched Jack Reacher for the 34th time last night, the movie, not
Tom
the
Cruise
TV
one?
show, the Tom Cruise one,
First one?
the first one. And there's a really difficult
one.
scene in there to watch.
What's that?
There's a guy who's a low.
Oh, I know exactly.
He's a
yeah.
local, little local crime guy, and he screws up. He was doing a job for the big boss, and he screwed up. And the guy was like, he goes, he shows him his hand. He's got no fingers on his hand. He's like, when I was in the prison in Siberia, I had to gnaw off these fingers to stop the frostbite from turning gangrene. And he turns up his other hand. He's only got one finger off. And he goes, and I gnawed these off so that I didn't have to work in the salt mines. That's how you survive. And the guy's like, yeah, okay, cool. And he goes, show me you can survive. And he wants him to bite off his own fingers.
Yeah.
And the guy puts his hand in his mouth and he tries to bite. And he knows that if he doesn't do it, he's going to get killed. Or if he does, he's probably still going to get killed anyway. And he starts to bite and he's like, I can't do it. And then they just shoot him. I think that I would rather take the bullet than try to bite my own. I bite my cuticle and I'm like, yeah.
If you knew they were going to let you go.
I don't know, Galvin.
Look, well, here's your two choices. Bite your finger. Do you bite two fingers off or we kill you?
I don't know that I could bring myself to bite through my own. I don't think I could.
I could.
Both of them at the same time?
No.
Listen.
No,
y-
one at a
oh
time.
yeah, no, I'm doing both at the same time. I got
Can you
strong enough
cut-
Yeah,
choppers.
get it done.
Can you cut your finger off if you had to with a knife?
Yes.
Have
If-
you ever
what kind
cut
of
your
knife?
finger?
Yes, listen, if you said we're going to kill you, you're 100% dead, or you can cut a finger off.
Yeah.
I'm cutting that. I don't want to cut
Well,
a
like
finger
the
off.
guy who got stuck in the hiker who
Yeah.
had to cut it.
Yeah.
He said, "Did you ever hear that guy tell a story?"
Yes.
He was like, "When I
Oh.
cut through,
Yep.
I knew I was cutting through the skin and then the bone." And he's like, "And then I knew immediately when I hit the nerve." Oh,
Nerve.
can you imagine
Nerve. Yeah.
that? It's like lightning going through your whole
Yeah.
body.
No,
You're-
listen, it wouldn't be fun. I don't want to do it, but if you're giving me the
You
choices,
sound like you'd have fun doing it. You don't make it sound like that'd be a
death
party.
or eat my fingers, I'm eating my fingers.
I think I would take the bullet too. This was a good
No.
run.
You're crazy.
Yeah,
Crazy.
I want to see what's next after
No,
this.
when it comes down
Yeah.
to it, man,
Nothing
it's
ever
something
hurts
else.
as much as you think it's going to hurt.
Biting off your own fingers, I think, would
Get
hurt
yourself to the
exactly
nearest
as much.
hospital.
But also,
If it was
I think you
hanging off-
go into a shock. You know, you don't even realize.
If it was hanging off by a thread and I just had to go,
Yeah.
just do it, I could probably do it. But
Well-
to bite through from nothing,
And what if you choke?
I told you this story before. My brothers, Tom and Tim. Tom was chasing my brother Tim. And do you remember 70s doors going in from your
Yes.
garage into the house? How heavy those were?
Yeah.
They were those big, heavy doors. Well, Tim ran in and pulled the door closed. Tom went to grab it. King, his ring finger got caught in there. My mom, Tom's like, ah! My mom, it is hanging by a piece of skin. My mom pulled it off, put it in a bag of ice, and brought it to the hospital. They attached it, and you can play guitar.
Why wouldn't you just put ice on it?
Because it was just hanging there like that. Whenever,
dangled.
so she bing, pulled it, and you put it in there.
by the way, you're not supposed to put it in ice. What are you supposed to put it in?
Milk.
Milk.
Yeah.
But this was back then. They did not.
You're supposed to put it in milk, and then the doctor goes there and he tastes the milk, and if it doesn't taste sour, they put it back on.
Yeah.
I made that last
Yeah,
part.
part, yeah.
Now
Milk-
milk keeps the stuff out of it, keeps it from eroding.
Ice cream,
I
too.
saw a thing where I think it was in military, like they were at war or something. The guy got his arm blown off, and the other guy took his arm and packed it with maggots and put it back
Yeah,
together,
yeah.
and it kept his arm
Yeah.
because they, I guess,
Eat
eat all
the dead
the
flesh.
Yeah, only
Yeah.
the dead stuff, though.
Yeah.
Pack it with
Yeah.
maggots.
Yeah.
Enjoy
Are you
your-
putting maggots on my arm?
Yeah.
Are you crazy?
Where do you get maggots, by the way?
You know, dirt.
They're
Pick it
around.
up.
I have a hot or not for you guys.
Yes.
Yeah. This is an interesting one.
Oh, I
Kentucky-
only like the dumb ones.
This is a Kentucky girl who has gone viral for a wild medley of 11 mugshots and the crimes that accompanied them after the images were posted on Instagram. Rayanna Belle Brock, who is 23 years old from Kentucky, has been busted for everything from shoplifting to terrorism, wanton endangerment of a police officer, stealing a firearm, and drug offenses. And she appears to have enjoyed many of her misadventures, judging by her booking images. The former Eastern Kentucky student who goes by the Queen of Chaos 23 on TikTok began collecting shots back in 2018 with a theft bust when she was only 18 years old. Both of her parents are currently behind bars. So she is 23 years
Poor
old.
kid had no chance.
Rayanna Belle Brock. She's from Kentucky. She has 11 mugshots. I assume like Calta. Hot or not. By the way, stealing firearms, drug offenses, shoplifting, terrorism, all kind of stuff.
Okay, so there's two ways. She's got all these mugshots and she went viral because she looks hot in every one of them, or one is crazier than the next. But I'm gonna say this one. The big deal is that she's hot.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Mike Calta says hot. Gio, what do you think?
Kentucky's Queen of Chaos. I think the fact that she's not in like prison long term, she keeps getting out, is because she's hot.
You say hot.
Oh.
Yes.
All right. Spanish, what do you got?
I saw the story.
You saw the story.
did,
All
yes.
right. Carmen, what do you
Integrity.
think?
Yeah.
I also saw the story.
Also saw the story. All right. So Mike Calta, Gio, both say hot. Spanish and Carmen saw the story. Pap, show the Queen of Chaos. She is a smoke show.
Get some.
Yeah.
She is a smoke show.
Sounds to me like she needs a new daddy.
Yeah.
Joe, click on the other one because you can even go through some of her mug shots. She even
Yeah.
looks great in her mug shots.
Yeah, no worry, honey. You can bond out.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah,
They just-
she's crazy.
Keep her on the streets.
Yeah.
We're not locking her up long
Oh,
term.
good.
Look
Nothing.
at even her mug shots
Yeah.
are beautiful.
She's
I'm
too
gonna
hot.
start writing her letters in prison.
She's too hot to go to prison.
Can
Yeah.
I ask you a question, Joe? Why prior to this were you just showing pictures of Hulk Hogan?
That's the next story we're gonna do.
Oh.
We're gonna do.
Oh, that's bold. Okay. Go ahead. Sorry.
Jumping the gun.
Sorry.
Prepared.
Jump the gun, Joe. 33-year-old in Boston is in jail after attacking a random woman because he said good morning to her.
Good morning.
And what did she do?
He said good morning.
He said good morning.
She spit at him.
She spit at him. He'd attack her.
It's assault.
She kicked his shin.
Kicked his shin.
She whipped out her boobs.
Oh.
Oh, no.
Not Joe.
He said good morning. She didn't say it back.
Oh.
So he attacked her.
Yeah.
Oh, I got confused. Okay, I get it now. Yeah.
His name is Ian Atkinson. It happened 2 weeks ago, but he was just charged. The 59-year-old victim was watering her lawn when this guy walked by and said good morning, then started cursing at her for not exchanging pleasantries.
Yeah, I get it.
He apparently lives around the corner, but they never met. As soon as he got aggressive, she took out her phone and started filming, and that's when she was attacked. He threw at least 7 punches, then jumped into her.
Not such a good morning.
Then jumped into her Mercedes that was parked nearby, threw it in reverse, and almost ran her over.
Yeah.
She ended up with a fractured nose and a black eye. Luckily, that was the worst of it. She fought back and bit him on the shoulder. And despite being attacked, she was able to get his license plate. She also noticed that he had a GPS monitor on, which it turned out he was had on for a previous assault charge. Cops charged him with assault and battery, causing serious injury, and assault and battery with dangerous weapon because of his car. A judge ordered him to be held without bail.
Look at this real quick. Look at the TV. A crane collapsed in New York. One of those cranes that are put on top of a building that they're building, and it's on fire. So to put the water out, they have to shoot the fire from another building. You see that?
Yeah.
They're shooting from another skyscraper onto that thing. That's
That
pretty
looks
weird.
like a game you'd play on your phone.
Yeah, right?
This is also a anytime a crane like that, think of all the cranes that have been on buildings. Anytime that's somebody who didn't give the mob the
Really?
money that they-
yeah.
that's, you want to put your crane in our bill? All right, we got you.
Right.
I heard you're trying to get our routes.
Hey,
Bring out the routes.
let me tell you something, ladies. We say good morning. You don't say good morning. That's fine. There's no reason
No,
to
it's
beat you
rude.
up. But when we hold a door for you and you don't have the decency to say thank you, that's just real. You don't have to hug us. You don't have to give a little wink or a kiss. Just walk by, and as you walk by, go, thank you. That's it. That's all you have to do. Especially if I see you coming and I stop and I wait and hold the door and you just walk through like you're a princess.
Yeah.
I want to follow you and trip you on the next
Yeah,
aisle.
but that's not just women. That's men and women.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I've
That's
never had a
the
problem with a
rude
guy.
Yeah, the
people.
majority of guys will say thanks, man.
Yeah. I say thank you all the time to men, women, whoever. It's just a common respect, and guys, though, seem to have it down.
Yeah. that's
Don't
right.
force your patriarchy on me. Hold the
Listen.
door for me. I can hold the door myself.
I'll hold the door for a man, a woman, an old person, a little kid. Maybe not a little kid.
Never.
I saw-
Gaming has made me hate little kids.
I saw a meme the other day that had 2 ladies in the grocery store with their grocery carts in the same aisle facing each other, and it said, "Hey, we haven't seen each other for a while. Let's stand here in the middle of the aisle
Yeah,
and talk about
talk.
our crappy kids."
That happens all the time, man.
Ugh, idiots.
Carmen, you should know, or Chad would know. The little kids online, I can't wait till they go back to school. I can't wait till they go back to school and I can play Call of Duty in the middle of the day
Yes.
with no little kids.
Peacefully.
Yeah, and
Naked
Chad will be
with
able
your
to go
friends.
ahead and have his porno parties again without having to worry about
Yeah,
it.
that's right.
How old are you? Today is
Wrong
Today is National Aunt and Uncle Day.
Oh.
So if you're an aunt or
Who's
uncle,
your favorite aunt and uncle?
who's my favorite aunt and uncle?
Nobody.
I have a favorite aunt.
You have a favorite aunt? Is she that weirdo that you brought to Barry Manilow?
No. That was Phyllis. But my Aunt Mary is here.
Phyllis.
Your Aunt Mary.
My Aunt Mary's here. Yeah.
My Uncle Don, who passed away, was great. I loved my Uncle Don. He was really funny. He would he would always burn everything like the barbecue, and it would just be flaming and smoking and stuff. And my cousin Mark would go, "Hey, Dad, I think the burgers are done."
Who is Uncle Don? Is he your brother, your father's brother, mother's brother?
It is my father's sister's husband.
Okay.
Yeah.
Step uncle, not step uncle, uncle-in-law.
Uncle.
Uncle, yeah.
No, it's
Oh,
okay.
I know. I'm trying to just put it in my
It's not
head.
blood related.
My favorite uncle is my Uncle Joe, who I named my son after, who also has passed away. But I don't think they have a favorite aunt. Don't get me wrong. My Aunt Terry, his wife, was a wonderful person, but she died when I was very young. I don't know if I have another aunt. I can't even think of another aunt.
My favorite uncle was Uncle George. He passed away from Alzheimer's, but he was a World War II veteran, and he had some great stories before he lost his memory and died.
He doesn't even remember. Towards the end, do you remember who you were?
No, he would sit.
That's how I feel every morning when you walk in. I wish I had Alzheimer's.
He would sit in a chair and do crossword puzzles, and I remember very vividly going and saying, you'd walk in and say, "Hey, Uncle George," and he'd just look up and go, "Who are you?" All right. And go back to the.
That's how I feel with you all the time.
Yeah.
I had an aunt Mary who was sweet. I had an Aunt Lena who was not sweet, but she was cool.
I also had an Aunt Lena.
You had an Aunt Lena?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all dead.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how do I have more uncles than, because my Uncle John was cool too, but he got divorced, so I didn't really know his wife.
I had Aunt Pat, Aunt Barb, who is still alive, Aunt Jean, Aunt Jerry.
My kids are lucky. My kids have, they had my mother up until recently for a grandmother. Then they had my father for a grandfather and his wife, who's a grandmother. I mean, they know his wife from birth, so that's full grandma. Then they have my wife's parents, so they had like a couple of sets of grandparents. They're in good shape. Then they have tons of aunts and uncles.
I had a great Aunt Helen, who is my mom's, my grandma's sister. So my mom's mother's sister. So my mom's aunt. She was my great Aunt Helen. And my dad used to get so mad when she'd come and visit because she would never just like sit down. She would always plop backwards.
Was she a big woman?
And push the sofa into the wall. And he'd be like, Aunt Helen with her acrobatics jumping into the thing.
Old fat Aunt Helen.
My dad used to always yell at us whenever we would rewind movies in the VCR. He'd go, "Stop jacking the motors." We gotta rewind the movie.
Jacking the motors.
Jacking the motors.
What do you have? Your stepdad? Any of his family that you talk to?
Oh God, no.
No.
Oh.
No way.
Yeah. What about your real dad?
Yeah. Well, my uncle Rennie.
Rennie?
I talked to him every once
What
in a
kind
while.
of name is that?
I don't know his name.
Is it his real name or is that a
Is
nickname?
it short for something?
I don't know.
Reginald?
Lorenzo?
No, I think it's Rennie is his name.
That can't be a real name.
Yeah.
Nobody names
I'm
a
not.
kid
I'm not
Rennie.
making that up.
Yeah, you made it up.
He's not even Puerto Rican. Well, maybe he is. I don't know what your family does.
Speaking of unusual names, LeBron James' son, is it Bronny?
Bronny.
It's not spelled like the
Like
paper towel, though.
LeBron.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Bronny.
Suffered cardiac arrest while practicing with the USC Trojans. He is in stable condition. He's only 18 years old.
No, so a couple of things. That everybody now has become an expert, and that Tori Kelly passed out the other day. She's young, singer. Then this guy has cardiac arrest, and everybody's like, "Oh, the vaccinated people are falling quick." And I go, "Oh," and I roll my eyes, and I go, "Oh." I start thinking, I'm like, "Oh man, this is interesting."
It is very interesting.
I don't know that one has to do with the other, but it is very interesting.
Yeah.
LeBron James' son, I know nothing about him health-wise, so I don't know if he had any contributing factors. I do know that LeBron wanted to play with him for the last couple of years of his career. I don't know that kid is good enough to make it to the NBA. I assume he is. I know he was entering the draft, but do the Lakers automatically take him to have LeBron?
He's a freshman at USC.
But he's leaving early.
I think
He's
so,
already
yeah.
planning on leaving early.
Yeah.
So does he automatically make the Lakers because LeBron said he wants to play with him, or does LeBron leave and go to any other team that drafts him? Because if you're thinking about, if you're a terrible team and you're like, well, if we can get LeBron and his son, we're going to sell jerseys and we're going to have a LeBron James, that might be worth it, even if the kid's not that good.
Yeah.
But then if you're that kid, you have that over your head forever. You weren't good enough
yeah.
to play in the NBA.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as you get to play in the NBA, does it matter?
I don't. No, listen, that kid's rich for the rest of his life right now. So
Yeah.
if he plays 2 years in the NBA and then says, "I'm not going
And
to,"
And
still
he
with his
is a
dad.
good basketball player, but he's like, it's like Michael Jordan. Like, you're never going to be your dad.
Yeah.
And
I-
you're always going to have that over your head.
I remember interviewing Rondé Barber in the Bucks locker room on a Wednesday. I don't remember what I was asking him, but I sat down next to him, got my recorder out, went to talk to him. And LeBron turned to me and he said, "Did you watch that kid, that high school kid on ESPN last night?" And I had no idea what he was talking about.
Rondé turned to you and said that.
Yeah. What
You
I
said
say?
LeBron.
Sorry, it wasn't LeBron. It was Rondé. Rondé goes, "Did you watch that high school kid play basketball?" And I was like, "No. I mean, I heard about it, but I didn't know." And he's like, And then the other players started talking about it. And they were all obsessed with the fact that they were showing a high school game on ESPN because LeBron James was playing. And I didn't quite get the impact of that at that time. But now looking back on it, that's never happened before, and it's not happened since, Like, that was a kid they just knew in high school was going to be great.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like Moneyball when they tell you, look, you go to these families and you tell them this kid's going to be great, but you don't know. You don't know. What if they would have showed LeBron on TV and then he went to NBA and was a total bust?
Yeah.
It would have been great.
Yeah, but if you're playing at that level against the kids that are going to the NBA and you're that dominant, they can kind of, tell, okay, well, they're going to be, as long as they stay on this path, they're going to be pretty good.
Yeah. I'll tell you, good for him. That scary story about his son.
Yeah, it sucks.
I hope we find out that kid had some sort of thing that they didn't know about that they can fix, and you don't have to worry about it. Because even the guy from the Buffalo Bills, who Damar Hamlin, who went down, he is cleared to play, but I'd be afraid to go out there every day now.
Yeah.
Get hit too hard, or
Is it him or the guy the fake guy that they had up in the
Yeah.
both of those guys should be
Yeah.
afraid.
Hulk Hogan has wedding bells in his future because he just got engaged to
Sorry,
his
Joe.
girlfriend of over a year. The pro wrestling icon tells TMZ Sports that he and Sky Daly, is her name, got engaged last week, with Hogan popping the question at a restaurant right here in Tampa.
What do you think that sounds like?
Hey, brother, you want to spend the rest of your week with me?
How old is he? 70?
He's got to be around there, yeah, I would imagine.
Yeah. I think he's 71.
I'm going to go 72.
Old balls.
Oh.
Hulk Hogan is 69.
Oh,
69.
yeah, brother.
I'll see you at karaoke night.
All right.
I
I believe
tell
she is a yoga instructor. There's a picture of her. Attractive woman.
Looks like
He
the last.
definitely
And
has
this
a
is going
type.
to be his third marriage.
Yeah. She looks just like the last two.
Yeah. What
She's-
happened in the last marriage?
She's
Jennifer?
45, by the way.
Jennifer.
How many?
She was
45.
Oh, okay.
They were together for quite some time.
11
she was a
years.
stripper at the Dollhouse, and then they got married, and they were like in bliss. And then he showed up with this broad at a concert, and everybody was like, "You're cheating on your wife. You're cheating on your wife." And
Yeah.
he's like, "No, no." And he had to come out and make a statement and say, "Hey, me and that one separated, and me and this one are together."
Well, he got with the one pretty soon after him and Linda finally broke up.
Really, really, Jo.
I mean, it
do you want
seems
to check that timeline again?
It seems like they were just
Yeah.
together
He was
instantly.
ready to go the next day.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Right.
I mean, just-
Well, I don't know. Look,
A short courtship.
Maybe lined her up.
I would imagine that if you're that age, almost 70 years old, you have a bunch of money, you're living at the beach, why not settle down with a hot young blonde and
Yeah.
ride out your final years?
Yeah.
I mean, I can't imagine one. I don't think that if I ever got divorced, I would ever get married again, but I can't say no. I may find a girl that I fall in love with, but I just can't. Well, David Letterman said he didn't want to marry his current wife because he was married one time and he wasn't very good at it. And I would think that if this didn't work out, the best situation I have in the world right now, if I can't make this work, I probably won't make any other one work. So who knows?
Linda Hogan really disappeared. She was quite
She
the
did the
public
right
eye
thing.
for a
She
while,
took
yeah.
all that money and she was like, later.
Yeah.
Good for her. I don't know where the hell Charlie Belcher is, but he's really hurt me today. He is showing some of the most fantastic barbecue I've ever seen. And this guy's got brisket.
Got
He's
some
got,
tots.
oh, my God.
See if John will bring us that.
Yeah.
John, if you're listening, go to Hungry Harry. See if they're open yet.
Michael J. Fox, Christopher Lloyd, and Leah Thompson attended the premiere of the Back to the Future musical on Broadway.
I want to go to that.
Yeah?
But I asked Justin Sengel, and he said,
Yeah.
meh.
Yeah, I read some reviews as well, and it wasn't that great.
Would you pay for a picture with Christopher Lloyd and Michael J. Fox?
No.
I think I would.
They were at MegaCon, and you could do that. It was like it was like $200.
I would pay it. I love
Yeah.
Michael J. Fox since I was a kid. I love Back to the Future. I love Family Ties. And I also feel like so bad for him
Yeah.
for what he has to deal with. And to get them both together, like next to a DeLorean, I would take that picture.
They actually had that option next to DeLorean.
I would dress like Biff.
Yeah.
I would dress like Biff in the picture.
Do you know how many of our listeners could make that for you? Just make that picture
Yeah,
for you?
I know, but it would just be fun to
Oh,
meet them and take the
would
picture.
Be so uncomfortable around Michael J. Fox.
Yeah. Those pictures they do at the Comic-Cons, they look so awkward. You're like in front of like a blue backdrop, like your high school picture, And they're
Yeah,
just
I know.
like awkwardly standing there, and you go in like you're there for 30 seconds.
Because some people don't know how to act with celebrities.
Yeah.
Like you walk in there and you're like, they're like, he's meeting the 33rd person he's met this hour, and you're like, hey, Michael J. Fox, and you're like, I love you, smile,
Yeah.
all right, move on. I would just be like, I don't know, I have no problem talking to people. I'd be like, what's up? Oh, Michael J. Fox.
You guys didn't
Shake me five.
take pictures with Christopher Lloyd when he was in the studio?
So we did, but whoever took the picture screwed it up. They had bad
man.
pictures. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wasn't me.
No, it wasn't. Was it you?
No.
Oh, Joe.
Is there video of that?
Was it Joe?
Yeah.
It was Joe.
Was not.
I don't know.
Yeah. I was here when
I
he
think
came
it was
in.
honestly. I think it was John.
Oh.
I think it was John. I think John used somebody's camera who wasn't that. Like something was wrong with the lens. It was
Typical.
smudged or something.
I know that for a while John was mad at me because every picture he would get, I would take and it'd be blurry.
Yeah.
I mean, so
Maybe
you just
that's
gotta
what I'm
hit
thinking
the
of.
thing and that's going. I don't even remember taking a picture with him, whether we did or not or what.
I know I don't have it
No.
because I have all my pictures and I don't have that one.
Chuck Norris has sued CBS for more than $30 million over profits from Walker, Texas Ranger. They just settled for an undisclosed amount.
I didn't know he was
Sue
still alive.
Sue for 30, get
Chuck
10.
Norris?
You're happy.
Yeah. I didn't know he was
still
still
He's
alive.
80 something years old.
83.
Yeah.
Grim Reaper came to get him and he karate chopped him right in the face.
Yeah.
Remember when all the Chuck Norris jokes came out?
That was
God.
great.
That was
So
great.
good.
That was really fun.
That was
So
like
good.
MySpace times. when it
Yeah.
We
happened.
had him on the air right in the middle of that.
Yeah.
And that was fun.
Snoop Dogg has canceled his shows at the Hollywood Bowl in solidarity with the striking writers and actors.
What?
Why?
Because he does TV stuff.
Okay, but this is
but-
music.
I know, but there's more pressure on the man.
Should the golfers stop golfing? Like it doesn't.
No,
make
but
it's a completely
it's a
different thing.
matter of he's looking to do more TV and more movies, and they say, "Oh no, you didn't side with us." So that's
But
a pressure
interesting.
thing.
That's a completely different animal.
I know, but what I'm saying is that all these people who are you see all these big time actors that are walking and they're doing the protesting and all that. They say somebody to Snoop Dogg who is part of that. They're like, look, you can use your position
Show
to
business.
show business to
he
shut
just-
it down. And look, what they're saying is we'll look favorably on you later when you want to do a movie. If you don't do it, then it's all the same. It's not it's not going to hurt the Actors Guild, but it's going to draw more attention to it. We're talking about it today.
I think he just doesn't want to do the shows. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm an old
tired.
woman now. I
Yeah.
can't do
If
them.
you're telling me this is what's going to get us to Soul Plane 2,
Yes.
then I'm all for
Okay.
it.
Good. Good.
Travis Scott will release his new album Utopia on Friday, and on Thursday, a movie he directed called Circus Maximus is hitting AMC theaters. Ooh, can't wait. Go see
boy.
that, right?
Oh, no.
Listen, my son saw Travis Scott at Rolling Loud, and he came back alive. That's all I care about.
Yeah, it's a good thing. That is
And finally, in news, artists have been selling their music catalogs for big money these days. Apparently, Forbes got together with the industry experts to determine the 5 most valuable catalogs. So some of these are solo artists, some of them are pairs like writer duos.
Before we
and stuff.
guess, can I just point out something?
Sure.
I own the material to this show. I'd be willing to sell my catalog. I'd be willing to sell my catalog. Think of all the content you can have, and Joe obviously will cut you in on a piece of it.
Do they also get
obviously.
Joe with the content?
They get Joe if they want him. They can
They
decline
actually
him.
have to take them.
But we could
It's
take
less
the,
money.
we could take the catalog of these shows all the way back from 2006 and sell them to a content distributor, and they can have a 24-hour Mike Calta Show channel. I'll be accepting offers. Please reach out to Tony Burton, care of Buckwald and Associates, New York, New York.
So who do you think the top 5 most valuable catalogs are?
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson comes in at number 2.
Ooh.
$375 million.
Somebody
Number
more than
2?
Michael Jackson?
The Beatles.
Joe said the Beatles. No. John Lennon, Paul McCartney. Yes.
Okay.
500 million.
How about Fleetwood Mac?
Seems low.
Fleetwood Mac. No.
Okay.
Rolling Stones.
No. Which I don't think they've sold theirs yet.
All these ones have
Stevie
been sold.
Nicks, I think,
Okay.
sold. I think.
Simon and Garfunkel.
No.
Simon.
Yes. Paul Simon
Simon.
comes in at number 5 with 250 million.
Okay, I'll take that. So what do we? How many we have
You
left?
have number 4 and number 3. Number 4 is a artist by himself, and number 3 is a duo.
Prince.
No.
Kiss.
We just talked about this artist selling their catalog not too long
Oh,
ago.
okay. I forgot these are ones already sold. I know who you're talking about. I just can't. I
Taylor
remember
Swift?
Because he's older, and
Oh,
at a point you're like, all right, well,
Yeah,
I mean, if
sell
you're
it.
older, whatever. I can
goddamn
tell
it.
you how much this person sold their catalog for. If
Okay.
this will help. 325
Bob Dylan.
million. Yeah, Bob Dylan. Comes to number 4. Number 3, Rodgers and Hammerstein.
Oh, dude.
350 million.
Broadway catalog.
Yeah.
Sure, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. So how about that for a jump though? John Lennon and Paul McCartney, 500 million.
I would think there would be more. That seems low.
But think about that, 125 million more than Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Lennon and McCartney, though, not every Beatles song. So, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, they probably have some with Ringo and with George Harrison that
If that's
aren't
the
included.
highest, though, I would have guessed more.
Well, when did they sell the catalog?
Yeah, that's the other
I mean,
thing.
They
That's
didn't.
true.
That's not today's prices.
That's true.
It wasn't that long ago. I
I'd be
think.
willing to sell this show for $5 million.
Mhm.
$5 million. You will own it upon its ending. When you will pick up the rights when we stop signing contracts.
Mhm.
Please reach out to Tony Burton, care of Don Buckwald and Associates.
And Joe comes and lives at your house.
That's right. I'll
By
just-
choice.
I'll
If you
stay-
don't want them, you don't have to take them.
No,
No,
you
I'll,
have
I'll
to
just,
take
I'll
oh,
just,
okay.
I'll just be out back.
Got to take
You
them.
know.
That is it for news.
Thank you, Galvin.
Got it.
When we come back from break, you ever dated a black girl?
Date.
Yeah.
Different, different verb.
You ever make sweet
Oh.
love to a black girl?
Yes.
Okay. Anybody else?
Yes.
Yes. My wife and I had a very interesting conversation about that yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
What do you mean? I don't know. You searching this on your
I just
on your
imagine.
internet box?
I just had the conversation in my head.
Carmen, we know, never goes back.
Yeah.
Not
Right.
true.
Mm-hmm.
This is not true. She actually she went back in the weirdest kind of way. She was like, "You evidently, if you go black, you do go back to weird white dudes
Oh.
that look like ladies." Anyway, my wife and I had a surprising conversation about this yesterday. That I looked at her at the end and I said, "You know, I have to talk about this on the air tomorrow." And she said, "Don't you dare." So we'll talk about that next. It's a Mike Calta show. This is 102.5 The Bone.
You're
8:52 on the Mike Calta show. It's 102.5 The Bone. I want to tell you this weekend, Spanish, you should head out here. Dead Air Day is happening at Shark Coast Tactical on July 29th. That's when the crews from the best suppressor manufacturers in the world will be at Shark Coast Tactical. And if you ever thought about getting a silencer or a suppressor, but you didn't understand the process, and people thought you needed a lawyer and a tax stamp and all that stuff, the crew at Shark Coast can answer all of your questions on Dead Air Day. They'll be cutting deals throughout the store and making things happen. It is the 29th. That is this weekend at Shark Coast Tactical. They have free food, tons of giveaways. Stop by there and get yourself whatever you're looking for. Obviously, you can buy a gun. You can go check out stuff that they have there. But it is going to be the day that they are helping people out with suppressors. The shop is open 10 to 6, daily closed on Sunday, but always open online 24/7 at sharkcoasttactical.com. You can go there. You can join the Shark Club. You could even order online, stop by and pick it up or have it shipped to you. Shark Coast Tactical, Bee Ridge Road in Sarasota. Look for them on social media. Tell them you heard about it on the Mike Calta show. I would no doubt be there this weekend for that. In fact, I have a suppressor there that I need to pick up that I forgot to get last time. So, yeah, I'm
Sidearm time.
getting time to kill some snakes.
Yeah.
I don't
no.
really do that. I don't even know what to do. Sometimes I just collect things for no reason. You know what's so weird is that I've gone hunting before, but I don't know that I could. I even told Ted Nugent this, and he called me a pussy or whatever he said. I don't know that if I put it in my sights and do it, I could kill a deer. I
Yeah.
don't think that I could. Not it just especially with living among them for so many years. I lived in a place called Wilderness Lake before this, and at one point I came home and there were just like 5 deer sitting on my lawn. I don't want to kill those deer, you know. I don't.
Almost every morning when I come in here,
Yeah.
I see deer.
Oh, and I just went outside to Joe's bathroom and they were sitting out in the back.
If I had to shoot a deer or bite off my own finger, I'd probably bite off my own finger.
I would shoot that deer in the face. I had no problem shooting the hog though, or anything I feel like is coming to get me. You know?
Yeah. That hog was terrifying.
Yeah. So, but I mean, when it comes to the deer, I'm a little bit of a pussy from that. Not that I won't eat a deer if you shot it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it'd be hard for me to do that.
I'd
But
shoot it.
snakes and those sort of things. I even rescued a snake from my pool. There was a little snake that fell in the pool, and I went and got it, and I threw it out in the back in the grass, and everybody was like, because my wife videotaped me because she thought for sure I was either going to fall in the pool or get bit by the snake, and I put it up online, and a lot of people were like, "Oh, bravo for not killing it." I was like, "Oh, I wouldn't kill it. I just wasn't attacking my child. It just fell in the water." You know what I mean?
You know what my policy is on bugs? Inside my house, you're dead.
Yeah.
Outside, totally fine.
Yeah, it's your yard.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
I'm
do it.
walking
Even
to
if
your
you-
spot.
Even if you jump on me, I
Yeah.
go, that's my fault. I was
They're playing
outside.
with fire.
Have
Nah.
do you know my sister-in-law Ann? Like you've seen her, a little blonde. Anyway, she's up on billboards in Trinity. She does real estate. She's a little blonde lady. She was walking into her house, and a snake fell out of the tree and landed on her.
Oh.
That's
I
a
have to tell
sign.
you, that is where I lose my mind. I kung fu the snake first. I go nuts. So there's no way I could tolerate that. It's happened to me before where I felt something and I ignored it for a second, then I look over and a bee is on my shoulder or something, or a wasp, and I go, whoa. If I feel the weight of a snake fall on me from a tree and think it's a branch and look over and it's a snake, I would lose my mind.
I believe I took a picture of it and put it on Twitter. One time I came home from a run. I was sitting on the sofa, and I'm sitting there, and I feel like something moving near my butt, and I'm like, what is
Oh.
going on? I got up, and I had crushed a lizard. Must have jumped on the back of my thing.
Must have crawled onto you for warmth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it jumped on like the back of my shorts, and then I sat down and just I felt it moving around. I'm like, what's going on in my butt?
Hey, can we sue Charlie Belcher for making us fat?
Yeah.
He's all he's
Yeah.
wanting to do. I don't know where he is,
I'm
but I'm
in.
going to go eat at this place today. What is that? Something Shack. Something Shack. Move, Charlie. Move your butt to the left. He's at some sort of barbecue place, and it looks fantastic.
I would imagine Barbecue Shack.
Maybe.
Is that it?
I mean, I'm going to need an address.
Shack.
I'm going to need to know. Auburndale.
Auburndale?
I'm not
Yeah,
going
welcome to
I'm
Auburndale.
not going to
That's
Auburn. I
pretty
don't even know
far.
where Auburndale is.
Yeah. Something Shack.
How the
Hey.
hell did he find a barbecue
Snack
place
Shack?
in Auburndale?
Crack Shack.
Crack Shack.
It almost looks like it's one of those, on the back nine.
Brack Shack.
Brack Shack.
Oh, Crack Shack.
Is that what
Brack
it's called?
Shack City.
Brack Shack?
Brack Shack.
Brack Shack City. Brack Shack City opened up next to Jack Shack City. You can do one and the other.
Yeah. What do you do first?
Wow.
Get the massage first.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Massage first, get nice and loose, then you go eat some brisket.
Yeah.
You get the pulled pork.
Hey.
We got to do an open letter here in a second, but I got to tell you this. I went in the my wife and I do not poop in front of each other. Okay?
Good
And,
rule. Good
yeah,
policy.
yeah, and I think that maintains
Better for her.
Better for her. We did not fart in front of each other. Well, I've never heard her fart, ever. I've pushed her stomach. I've tried to make it fart. I don't like to fart in front of her. I did not fart in front of her until August 27, 2006, the day my son was born. I was like, nah, you can't leave. We got a baby. There you go. Deal with it. We were trapped in a hospital room together for 24 hours. I had to let one go. I stepped out, but I farted in front of her. So now every once in a while, the only time I do it is when I try to do it secretly in the car, like I did yesterday. Yesterday, she fell asleep in the car. We were driving back from Sarasota. My daughter was in the back seat on the iPad, and I had bubble guts big time, and I knew it was just gas, and I let it rip. And quiet though, but I let it go, and it was all gas. You know how when they're gassed though, and they're just like they're wind instead of like were the ones that burn.
Oh, yeah, my favorite.
But it stunk like something died in there, and it woke my wife up, and she woke up and she goes, "What is that?" I go, and right, without missing a beat, I look out the window. I think it's the ocean. We're passing over there. And then all of a sudden, Juliana piped up and she goes, "Dad, why did you fart?" And I go, "I didn't fart. Shut up and go back to your iPad." I was so mad. But that's like the closest. I was in the bathroom with her, and I had to fart so bad. And I stepped into the shower like I was doing something. I have a walk-in shower. And I stepped in and turned the corner, and I was like, "I'll just let it go in here. You won't even hear it." And
The
Echo
reverb,
chamber.
Yeah.
The
Dude.
acoustics.
it
Sounds
was
like,
like
the Bee Gees in
Yeah.
there.
it was like farting in an echo chamber.
Yeah.
And what I thought was going to come out as came out as boom. And I came out of the shower, and I looked back like I bumped into something, like that was the thing. And I came out of the shower, and she looked at me. She goes, "Did you just go in the shower to fart?" And I was like, "What? I didn't even." Yeah, I'm still trying to hide farts after 20 years of marriage.
Worst thing in the shower is when the shower is on and you're in the shower and you fart. It traps in the steam, and you go, "I gotta get it out."
It's in my mouth.
That's exactly what she goes. She goes, now you trapped it in there, and now it's in the steam.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, you should have threw some shampoo bottles or something.
Yeah. I didn't think, I've been underestimating the volume of my farts. I didn't think it would be as loud as it was.
Tremendous tubes.
I'll do this every once in a while. Like if we're both on the sofa watching something, whatever, I'll do that.
That's a good one.
Cover it up a little
That's
bit.
good one.
Funniest thing ever is we were coming back from a trip. I think it was like the second leg of a European trip. We're all exhausted. We're all, me and my family and my brother's family, we're all like in first class with like maybe 1 or 2 rows of other people because we've taken over the whole section. And at one point, it smelled so goddamn bad. And I looked at my wife and I go, "I swear to God, that wasn't me." And she's like, "That's just awful." I go, "It wasn't me." And I looked at Joey, and Joey just shook his head. I didn't have to say anything. Then I looked at my brother, who would proudly say that it was him. And he was like, "Oh, no." None of us did anything. And then a lady walked by, and we were like, "Oh, old lady farts," whatever. About a year later, we're in the car, and she's like, "Remember when we were coming back from that trip, and it smelled really bad on the plane?" And we're like, "Yeah." And Juliana goes, "That was me. I farted."
Oh, man.
She had to be like 6,
Oh.
and she kept it in the whole time, straight face, like she didn't know what anybody was talking about. I was like, "You little devil."
Sounds like she's just keeping other stuff in.
Oh, she's 100% my kid, I'll tell you.
There's no possible way that's any worse than this guy on the cruise.
Oh, no.
Oh, really?
In my room.
Alcohol farts?
In my room.
No, I was sober.
After dinner.
That's when we found out that Gio doesn't chew his food properly.
Yeah. Oh, I made him puke because my fart
Oh.
smelled so bad.
I don't like the smell. I don't want to smell it. Wait a second, did you 3 share a room?
No, this
No.
was after we were going to do. What were you guys doing? Shots or something?
Something, yeah.
Yeah.
And he farted in my room, and literally, it hit me like a sledgehammer to the face.
Made you puke?
And
It did
made me
puke.
puke.
All your strawberry ice cream?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In my
Dude.
defense, though, this was like the 3rd day of the cruise, and I was drinking a lot of Starbucks because I wasn't drinking alcohol at the time.
It was
So I
bad.
was slamming like 3 or 4 Starbucks drinks.
I-
Gio
I've
had
been
the cordon
trying to-
bleu that day.
Yeah, I've been
Yeah.
trying to eat a little bit more vegetables and stuff, and that's really
push it
affected
out.
me. Yeah. I mean, my farts stink. You know when your own farts stink, you're like, ugh,
Yeah.
Jesus. I had a friend named Hector who used to eat a lot of onions, and his farts smelled like old onions.
Mm.
Yeah, he was healthy, but you could tell. And then I knew a girl who was German, and she used to eat garlic all the time, and when she sweat, she smelled like garlic.
Yeah.
You know, it
I
wasn't
don't mind
good.
that.
Yeah.
I don't mind old garlic.
I like a little fat old lady that smells like a little Italian lady that smells like garlic because it smells like she's been cooking all day.
Yeah.
This skinny German broad smells like garlic. All right, I got to tell you about the situation with my wife, what we talked about yesterday. But first, without further delay, a brand new open letter from Galvin. Here we go.
And now, an open letter from Galvin.
This is an open letter to things we didn't have to do before. Dear things we didn't have to do before. Seriously? So the other day, when I was scanning my items at the self-checkout at Walmart, I stopped for a second and said in my best David Byrne voice, "How did I get here? Do I work at Walmart now? No? Then why am I doing all this work? You know why I don't go apple picking on vacation? Because I don't like to do work and not get paid for it. And I certainly don't like doing work that I have to pay for. We pump our own gas. Do you know or even remember that it used to be you pulled up to a gas station and a guy, or sometime guys, would come running out, pump your gas for you. You'd sit in your car. They'd pump your gas, check your oil, check your tire pressure, wash your windshield, and it didn't even cost anything extra. You just paid for the gas and then tip those guys if you felt like it. Now the only people that run up to your car are meth heads saying, "Yo, big man, let me hold $1." There are businesses like HelloFresh or Blue Apron that sell you food that you have to make. Don't we already have that? Called a grocery store? I got an idea. What if we just put a bunch of stuff in a box and make them cook it? Johnson, you're a genius. Those car wash areas that have all the stuff you need to wash your own car? What? Am I paying for it? You wash it. What's next? I'm going to have to pull my own teeth, or we're going to have walk-in medical clinics where I go in and watch a video on YouTube and then do my own stitches? Pass. When you go to a restaurant and you have to get your own drink, I'm paying. I barely want to walk to the table. I feel like someone should be carrying me to my seat. Do I have to pick up a shift and wait on other people too? DIY stands for do it yourself. You know what I like much more than that? YDIFM, which stands for you do it for me. I'm Galvin from the Mike Calta Show, and this has been an open letter to things we didn't have to do before.
The only upside, and I'm going to tell you this in all honesty, the only upside with self-checkout is I steal something every time. Most of the time it's by accident. Sometimes it's because the thing won't work and I just don't care and I throw it on my cart.
I feel like the only upside to the self-checkout is if there are regular cashiers with lanes going, and you have a couple items and you go to self-checkout and boom, 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 you're out of there.
Target.
The problem is Walmart, a lot of times,
nobody.
They just have self-checkout only.
Then to me, it is free to steal whatever you want. I'm telling you right now, I've gone to the self-checkout and I don't like self-checkout, especially at a grocery store. Thankfully, Publix is still checking and bagging because I have a lot of groceries. I go big when I go, and I don't want to sit there and have to bag it up and all that stuff. So I let them do it, and I don't mind paying a little extra either. That's why I'll have it delivered sometimes. But anyway, every time I go, something won't ring up. Something won't scan it. And I'll look around, I'll hold it up, and I'll wait. Nobody comes around, and then finally I'm like, I just throw it in my basket. I go, they don't care. And now I got my wife on it, although she's doing it more by accident. But she'll come home and she'll be like, oh, my God, I just looked at the receipt. I didn't pay for this. And I go, good, you're doing good. This is what you get. Every time you go, get one thing for free.
I will tell you this.
It's your payment.
The Walmart that I go to, I actually went to go to the self-checkout, and they did have cashiers there this time. And the lady goes, oh, no, you have more than 25 items. You have to go to cashier. And I go, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Okay.
A new policy.
Yeah, that's how I like it. You got 3 things. You want to go get a soda, a pack of gum, and some stovetop stuffing?
Right, because otherwise you have these people that just take forever and don't know. Oh, where's the scan thing?
The other one, though, Galvin, the other one that's really good is CVS. Because CVS, you can go buy hemorrhoid cream. You don't have to show it to the hot young girl at the counter.
God.
Any of that gross stuff that you have to buy that you don't want anybody to know about. The what do they call it? The next day pregnancy thing.
Oh, Plan B?
Plan B.
Yeah.
You don't have to be embarrassed or anything. You just go right up and check it out yourself.
Yeah.
Although sometimes it'll go, Plan B, not on the thing. You're like, hey, I didn't want that. Yesterday, I saw 2 hot girls on my Instagram.
One cup?
Nope, they were separate. They were separate.
Good.
And I said to my wife, who would you rather have a threesome with? And I showed her, I go, Rihanna or Janelle Monáe? Janelle Monáe put a video up of her walking around in a bikini yesterday, and I was like, God damn, that chick is her face is so beautiful to me, and then her body's great too, but her face is where it's at. I'm a big face guy. And then I love Rihanna. I smelled Rihanna. She smelled good when I met her. My wife thinks Rihanna's real pretty, so I said, who would you rather have a threesome with? Now, I've said repeatedly on the show before, my wife is not into girls, and she does not want to have a threesome. It's been offered a lot, and she never wants to partake. I would do it in a second. I would do it with a marginal-looking girl just to do it. And she said neither. And I said, yeah. I go, why can't you just lie sometimes and say to me, oh, I totally go down on Rihanna. Just make up something so that it make me happy, you know? It's not like I'm going to be like, oh, that's what I thought. She's coming over later.
Yeah. Beep, boop, beep, boop, boop. Let me give her a call.
Right. Remember me, the fat guy you met about 20 years ago? But then she followed it up with something that I've never heard her say before. She's like, if I had to pick, I'd pick A$AP Rocky. And I went, look at everybody going to the Google.
What?
I go, what? What did you just say to me? I go, I want to make sure I'm not kissing that King Cole over here. What are you talking about? And she said, I just think he's good looking. And I go, I've never heard this from you. You've never expressed your desire to make sweet love to a black man before. And I go, I don't know how I feel about this. By the way, I'm feeling insecure, not feeling like she shouldn't sleep with a black man. I'm feeling insecure about this. Black guys, famous ones usually have good bodies and big dongs. I don't have either one of those. So when she said that, I was like, oh, hold on a second. No wonder why you wanted to go to Rolling Loud. I see what's going on. And then she said ASAP Rocky, and then I looked at her and I went, you've got to be kidding me. I go, that's the guy? That's the guy. She goes, I just think he's good looking, and I think that he looks fun, and blah, blah, blah. And him and you, I only thought of him because you said Rihanna, and I was like, don't start backpedaling. I'm like, if a black guy is what you want, a black guy is what you'll have. And I got all angry. I go, you can go, well, that's fine. Live out your dream. And she was like, listen, idiot, you just showed me 2 black chicks, and you made me think of a black guy. I was like, it really made me feel very insecure yesterday. But then I started looking, and Carmen, what do you think of ASAP Rocky?
Not my type. Not like I don't find him disgusting. I don't find him extremely attractive though either.
She said that I didn't like his hair. That whole rap guy hair bugs me. But his body is obviously good, and his face is pretty good.
He's got well-defined eyebrows.
He's got a well-defined face. He really got high cheekbones.
Guy.
He's a handsome guy. Yeah. So I felt more intimidated by the fact that he was a handsome guy, on top of the fact that he had abs and a big dong. And I was getting very nervous. And then I thought, well, wait a second. He's getting Rihanna, so he's definitely a good-looking guy.
Because if he didn't have stupid rapper hair,
right,
you could say that's Denzel Washington's kid, and I believe that.
Yeah, he's distinguished,
grandson or whatever.
Right, he has a really nice smile, which definitely helps. But yeah, I'm with you. That hair,
Then I had to run down the list of other black guys she found attractive. Anybody want to guess?
Jesse Jackson.
No.
Who'd you say?
I was gonna say Dwayne Wade.
She did not mention Dwayne Wade, although I find her to be good.
Yeah, a lot of ladies like Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, Carmen loves Dwayne Wade. Carmen.
Yes.
I bet you eat his elbow.
We didn't talk about him, but I also think he's extremely handsome, that guy. She mentioned Odell Beckham Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
who looks similar to this guy.
Yeah. But she also, she said, look.
She has a type.
Well,
and it ain't you.
Exactly. She's like, I like a guy who is good looking, but is also fun. And funny, and she's like, Odell Beckham's dancing, he dresses fun.
Not sure if he'd like her back though. You know what I mean?
That's what I heard too, but Look, can I just tell you something? That the only people in the NFL that are gay are Carl Nassib, who plays for the Bucks, and that one guy who just came out as a strength and conditioning coach.
Yeah, that are out.
No, those are the only two.
That's what I'm saying, Carmen. Is that if Odell Beckham was gay, like they say he is, and I have no reason to believe he is, other than the fact that you catch him dancing every once in a while and he wears funky clothes. I think that makes him cool. But if he was gay, what an opportunity he's missing to be that guy right now. God bless Carl Nassib for being the one guy with the balls to come out, because you really need to be a good player to say it and not take heat for it. Carl Nassib probably getting a lot of heat behind his back, but he don't care. Carl is really gay. He's like, I'm gay, and this is my boyfriend, and I love him, and happy birthday to my boyfriend. He doesn't care what you think at all, and I'd love to see you try to say it to his face, because he will crush you. That's what he's got going for him. He may not be the most premier player in the league, but he's a big bitch, man. He will fight you if he has to. He's tough on the field, and I think that breaks a lot of stereotype, too. Not only is he an NFL player, but he's not even like a fruity kicker or a Martin Gramatic is way more gay than Carl Nassib is.
By the way, if he is out and gay, probably not the best idea to call him a big bitch.
Yeah. I'm telling you right now, if Carl Nassib gets in a fight, most of the time he's winning. He's a big dude. Now, the strength and conditioning coach, good for him that he's comfortable enough to come out, because he's going to have to touch a lot of dudes, and some of those dudes are real homophobic, and he's got to go in there and get close to them, and he can get a lot of heat for that too, but I think most of the guys are like, nobody cares. So, but a guy like Odell Beckham, if he really was gay, what an opportunity he'd have to come out and be a premier player that came out and said it and is like, I don't care what you think. And I think that would open the door for a lot of other people. But those guys still don't feel comfortable with it, man.
No.
I bet you Carl Nassib knows who the other gay guys are, or some of them at least.
Probably.
I bet you they've come out to him, but and he probably would never betray them. But I bet you he's probably saying the same thing. I'm like, this is a guy who's 10 times more popular than I am. Had he been the guy to lead the charge, it would have been easier for guys like Carl. You know?
Can all gay guys tell whether someone's gay more than straight guys can?
I can.
I don't think
I've already said I can't tell if you're gay or wearing a wig. I'm the last one to know.
I would imagine the gay guys probably have a little bit easier of a time figuring that out.
The gaydar?
Yeah. But I don't think it's that
Maybe there's
big
a
of
signal.
difference. I don't think there's that big of a difference. Yeah, maybe a signal. that we don't know, that we're unaware of. But I'm saying, like,
So here's the one thing in movies, when somebody's gay, like I remember. Do you remember there was a movie in the '80s about a teenager kid that was gay? I think Scott Baio was his friend, and he had to come out and say he was gay to his friend. It was like a movie of the week, not like a kids movie. But, so, but here's the thing: he was in a truck stop bathroom, and a guy came out of the bathroom, and he looked at him in the mirror. And the guy looked at him, and when he saw him looking, he came over and he grabbed him. The guy was like, "Oh, what are you doing? Get off me!" And that was the thing. Like once they give the stare, that's the what's up. So I think there's like a little signal there.
That's
But I don't know. That's how they do it in the movies.
The Truth About Alex.
Is that what it was?
Yes.
And
From
Alex
1986.
was Scott Baio in it.
With Scott Baio, directed by Paul Shapiro.
I tell you, I'm pretty good at remembering.
And Scott Baio and Peter Spence.
Ask me what we did yesterday. I don't know. Ask me about Alex being gay. I'll tell you that in a second. That also, I remember that handsome guy with the blue eyes was in the first movie about having AIDS. That actor,
Tom Hanks,
prominent actor. No, he was in that movie with Brad Pitt that I love. And oh god damn it! I just got to saying how great it was about remembering things. The Brad Pitt, and
Legends of the
E.T.
Fall.
Legends of the Fall. Thank you.
Yes.
That the older brother. Look it up there.
Blue-Eyed Steve.
Blue-Eyed Steve. What is his name? He's famous. He's been in a lot of movies. Been around for a long
Henry
time.
Thomas.
No, that's E.T.
Aiden Quinn.
Aiden Quinn.
Ah, how you like that?
Thank you, Galvin. Aiden Quinn was in a movie about having AIDS and living with it, and he had a girlfriend, and there was a scene in that thing where after she had sex with him, she went to the bathroom and she was rubbing herself in soap like that was going to kill it.
I just saw him the other day. He is a lot older now, obviously. You haven't seen him for a while, but, still looks good. Like he's a handsome older guy.
Man.
Yeah. Silver Fox.
Let me tell you, Legends of the Fall is a great movie.
Legends of the
Still
Fall is
haven't
one of the
seen
best movies.
Well, Calvin, you'd like it.
Good, yeah.
There's a little bit, what ruins
trust
every
you.
movie. Every movie that is ruined by a love story.
Yeah.
But this one here is about a love story among brothers.
Yeah.
And it's good.
It is good.
I'm telling you, it's sad. I do like a sad movie like Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah.
That was sad.
That's really sad.
Because there's no like good ending. Like if you got to be a sad movie, you got to end sad.
Yeah.
You can't be sad and then have a happy ending. That's not a sad movie.
It's not.
Legends of the Fall ends and it's devastating at the end.
I was very sad that all the Guardians of the Galaxy go their separate ways. Spoiler alert.
Oh.
For now.
Yeah.
Yeah. They get back.
Oh.
Guardians of the Galaxy 3 might be my favorite.
It's
a good one.
Pretty good.
better than 2.
2 was okay.
Yeah, it was good, but
Drax was great in 2. Drax was funny.
yeah.
And in this one here, they're all great.
Yeah.
I thought 3 was going to be the worst because it's just the decline,
It might be
I
the
think 3
best,
might
yeah.
be my favorite, yeah.
I still like the first one. Yeah.
Batista really is great. Like,
Yeah.
Out of all the wrestlers that have come out to be in acting, Batista is genuinely
He's
really
like
good.
he's an actor.
Yes.
You know what I mean? The
It's
other guys
not-
do action stuff, whatever. He's an actor.
It's not because we're friends with the dude, because we've crapped on plenty of our friends before. He delivers those Drax lines with such good comedy timing.
Yeah.
The dry, and it's not just even the dry, it's having to drop it in right with the right timing. And I'm telling you, I went to go see that movie in the drive-in where he's like him and the little kid, the kids movie.
A spy something.
I enjoyed the hell out of it.
I saw
Yeah,
that
and the
too.
kids were watching it, but I was like, this is a good movie.
It was good.
He's everything he's been in. He's been in a lot of good movies.
Stuber is great.
Stuber's
Oh,
great.
yeah.
Stuber's
So
fun.
hilarious.
Stuber is great because you don't expect it to be great.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I guess in this new Dune movie too. I guess his role is much
Yeah.
larger
Yeah.
in the second
Yeah.
It's
one.
going to be good.
Boy, that was one of the movies I didn't think I'd ever like. I didn't like the first Dune with Sting.
That was really weird and not a very good adaptation, I feel like.
No, but I didn't like. I was like this one either. Too much desert. I don't like desert, and I don't like night. If it's too dark, I don't like it. And if it's too dry, I don't like it. I don't know, that same scenes and all that. But man, I like that. Like at the end, I was like, when's the next one coming out?
Right?
Like I'm looking forward to this.
This year, yeah.
I think end of the year, like
Yeah.
Christmas time.
And
Yeah,
I'm going to
um,
see that in the theater for sure because that's going to be an IMAX and it's going to sound great.
What do you have tomorrow after the show?
Nothing.
Let me look real quick.
Loser.
Oh, sorry.
I don't either. Do you want to try and go see Oppenheimer?
Yeah, I would love to see Oppenheimer.
I'm worried that if I do it after the show, I'm not going to be able to stay
Sleepy time.
awake.
It's not going to make the 3-hour Oppenheimer.
Yeah. That's optimistic.
Yeah.
What if I wear a dog collar and every time I sleep, you zap me?
I'm not comfortable with that, Michael. Maybe Joe would zap you.
I think a gentle nudge is probably better.
But you guys never nudge me. You just let me sleep.
We nudge. Well, Joe was asleep.
We nudge each other and laugh and point.
Oh, I think that when I went to see Mission Impossible, I woke myself. I did that. I woke up and I heard giggling, and I think the people down there are watching me sleep. I don't care.
When we saw the Flash movie, we looked over. Me, Carmen, and Galvin looked over, and you and Joe were both sleeping with your mouths open.
Yeah.
It's hard to go after the show.
Yeah.
Let's go see Oppenheimer tomorrow. Let's
I'm down.
plan on that.
I'm down.
Anybody else? Galvin, you want to go?
No.
All right, we'll play it by ear.
Right.
I'll go to bed extra early tonight. We'll see. All right, we got to take a break. It's the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone.
You're listening to The Mike Calta Show on 102.5 The Bone.
It is 9:36 on the Mike Calta Show. It's 102.5 The Bone. Don't forget, Zero Res. Zero Res will come and get your house insanely clean with their patented ZR water. And what does that mean for you? It means no harsh chemicals. That means when they come in and they get things insanely clean, like your carpet, your upholstery, your tile, they do it with no harsh chemicals, makes it safe for your kids, makes it safe for your pets. And your rotten kids have been dragging their feet through the house for the summer. It's almost time for them to go back to school. But in the meantime, they've been dirting up your house. If you need Zero Res to come in, make an appointment now. Go to ZeroResTampaBay.com. That's ZEROREZ, TampaBay.com. And you can even schedule your service right there online. Mention me, Mike Calta, and get 15% off all cleaning. That's everything. That's carpet, area rugs, upholstery, tile, even your air ducts. 15% off of everything. If you haven't had your air ducts cleaned in a while, get that done so you can not breathe all that garbage in that's flowing through them. ZeroResTampaBay.com. ZEROREZ, TampaBay.com. Zero Res, spell it backward or forward. It is the right way to clean. Do you know what that is called when you can spell a word backward and forward and it says the same thing?
I do.
What is it?
It is
I know.
a palindrome.
Palindrome. Yeah.
I was going to
And
say, well,
I only know that
Anagram
from
is
Jeopardy.
the other way.
that's
is
what
the
I was
other
going
way.
to say. Anagram.
Because remember the lady that called in
Yeah.
and tried to correct us?
That was great.
Shredded her.
I only know because Jeopardy has them on all the time, and I never get them right. And I'll tell you, Gio, I almost mustered up the courage to take the test.
Should do it.
No, because the worst thing that can happen is I make the show and then make a fool out of myself on the TV show, like the guy did yesterday.
You'll probably make the show.
I mean, listen, and to
After
be
you
honest,
win Mega Millions.
Yeah.
what'd you say?
After you win Mega
No,
Millions.
no, that-
Will you spend your Powerball winnings to fly us all out to watch you on the show?
Yeah.
Wait a second. You think that I won't make the show because I can't make it mentally, or that they wouldn't pick me? Because picking me would make sense. They're going to want somebody that's going to give them maximum exposure. They're going to want somebody who, is charismatic, who's got stories to tell.
Good looking.
Imagine if I'm a 5-day champion and I got to make up stories every day. My wife, they'll be like, it says here, you once wrestled an elephant in Indonesia. Is that true? And they go, I wouldn't say I wrestled it. On our honeymoon, we went to a park with elephants, and the elephant gets stuck in his trunk of my armpit, and we had a great laugh about it.
I don't think you'll make the show.
I would make up a different story every day. It says here you one time arm wrestled Mick Jagger. This is true. We were at a bar in Sarasota. I would just make up a story every day. You don't think I'll make it mentally? You don't think I'll pass the test?
Correct.
Okay, I'm on it now. You finally got me to take it.
That's it.
Finally got me to take it.
I didn't play professional football because I thought I would be too good.
Yeah.
I'm saying the opposite. I think
That's why I didn't ever play in the NFL, because I think I would be too good, and that would just take away
Felt
from the
bad
game.
for the other guys.
I'm
Yeah.
not saying. I'm saying that I would be good enough to take the test, and I would be an ideal person to have on the show. And then I would make myself look like a fool by answering questions. I'd be like, what is Constantinople? And they're like, ooh, sorry, the answer was Detroit. So that is what I'm worried about. Because sometimes when I play and I go, ooh, I'm smart. And sometimes I play and I go, ooh, I'm dumb. I don't know nothing.
Yeah, but also, if you get on Jeopardy, whether you do well or not, and somebody's like, oh, you tanked on Jeopardy. Cool. Did you get on?
Yeah. But I mean,
just getting on says a lot.
all right, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to get on, and then I'll decline their offer just to prove my point to you.
Okay.
All right. I'm taking it today.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame over here.
Yeah.
Shut up. Mike Calta Show, good morning.
Good morning.
Hi.
Hi. I listen to you guys all throughout the day at work, whatever show's on, because I like the bone.
Who do you like the
But
best?
you guys are failing me.
Wait, hold on.
You ruin.
First
Okay,
of all,
go ahead.
who do you like? Put us in order in which you like the most to least, and you don't have to say us first. I just would like to know.
Drew Garabo.
First.
Drew Garabo.
You say Drew first.
Correct.
Okay. You failed me.
Oh.
You guys are killing me.
Even though I will say I was kind of on her side because she wanted to complain about Gio.
Oh, I'm sorry. Call back.
Yeah.
What is she? What was she
Great
mad at?
job.
Do you know?
Yeah,
spoilers.
Tell her to
Yep,
put us
she was
first.
mad that he said he spoiled the movie.
What
after,
movie?
Guardians of the
Guardians
Galaxy.
Oh, what? It's been out for like a year. If you wanted to go
Yeah,
see it,
come
go
No,
see
it
it.
has not.
Yeah.
I
It's been
haven't
out.
seen it yet.
Go see, if it was that
You don't want to
important,
see it, though.
Yeah, if it was that
That's
important,
not true.
you would have went and seen it.
No, I don't want to go to the movie theater.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's-
also, I mean, you know, it's not like he was like Drax dies. In it, you know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Oh,
It's,
spoiler.
You mean
no, he doesn't.
the
It
final
came out
movie.
in May.
The final movie of the franchise, they go their separate ways. Spoiler.
yeah.
2
that was-
months.
That was.
No.
It's only been 2 months.
No, if it
And-
really meant anything to her, she would have watched it already.
But I
If
think
it-
you're supposed to say spoiler before you give the spoiler.
That wasn't really a spoiler,
It's not a
though.
spoiler.
It's kind of like at the end of the movie, the Avengers went their own way, too.
Yeah.
They need them, they'll come back together.
Spoiler!
Avengers is like,
Well, Rocket dies.
Oh my God!
Oh, no.
spoiler.
God damn, Gio, now you're ruining the movie.
No.
Yeah, well, listen, go watch it when it's in theaters.
You're
Bruce,
the
Bruce Willis
worst.
was dead the whole time.
Oh!
Oh,
Say
man.
You guys are the
first.
worst.
Oppenheimer, the bomb goes
No!
off.
man.
Titanic does not end well.
Oh, man.
Barbie gets with Ken.
Hey, spoiler.
Oh my God!
You guys suck.
That lady sucked.
That's why we can't have nice things.
I'm failing her. Good.
Yeah, you specifically,
Yeah,
not the
Gio,
rest
I'm,
of us.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I
Just
side with
you.
you on that.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Man.
I still like you, lady.
By the way, you're right. They make Gamora ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's ugly in this one.
Yeah, I don't know what like they made her
She's
mean.
Mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's not.
But they
yes.
changed her face, too.
Yeah.
They added,
Yeah.
like, silver stuff, whatever, and she's, yeah.
She's way hotter as the blue alien in Avatar.
Dude, yes, I agree with that.
Like, she is
100%.
super
She's
hot.
black, blue, and green, and I think I like her blue out of all.
Yeah.
Blue is my favorite.
Yeah.
I think she's got different colors.
I would definitely take my tail and connect with hers.
You would make the Halo?
Let me ask you:
Don't
if you connect
spoil
with
that
if you
movie.
connect with the guy's tail, is that gay?
Yeah, it depends on how far you go.
I mean, but you use that to read each other's.
Yeah, that's how you read each
I know,
other's
but that's
thoughts.
kind of seems like a little fanoche.
Well,
Uh,
come on,
Just hold still. I want to read your thoughts.
it's kind of early docking, if you ask me.
yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
They do with animals.
Guardians has been out for a while.
2 months.
No.
No
Yeah,
way.
I
Carmen,
just-
that's last year it came out.
And they
No.
separate at the end.
It
No.
came out in May on video on demand.
No.
Yeah.
No, May 5th, 2023.
There's
It
no
came out
way.
This
Yeah.
year.
No, there's no way.
Yes.
No way.
You're wrong.
If you were that,
Spanish, double check
if
that.
it was that big of a deal, then she would have watched it.
That's not true. 2 months. I mean, listen, some people just don't have the time or the
Actually, I
money
think
to
you're
go
right,
to the
Carmen.
movie. I am right.
All right, don't
Marvel Studio film Guardian of the Galaxy Volume 3, which hit theaters ahead of summer on May 5th, 2023.
Why does it feel
Will
like so
soon be
long?
released on streaming platform. Blah, blah,
Right,
blah.
so it
COVID,
hasn't.
COVID.
But I'm saying, like, it hasn't been released on streaming
It is.
service.
I watched it at my house.
Me too.
Yeah, me too.
Did
Me
you watch
too.
it on that
I watched on
No,
Prime or whatever. the other
Streaming,
day.
yeah.
on Disney?
Yeah.
No, not on Disney. I watched it on. I had to pay for it.
Okay, so you still had to pay for it. I'm just saying, until it comes out, streaming wise, you got to give people a chance to
And-
turn away before you say spoiler
And
and,
that's-
then just blurt it
I mean,
out.
it's almost August.
And that's barely a spoiler. It's not even a spoiler.
Darth Vader is Luke's father.
Oh.
Ah.
You guys are still going. You're
Mike Calta
you're-
show. Good
Dying
morning.
is definitely a spoiler.
my
That's like the
God.
whole plot of the movie that he dies.
Who?
Rocket.
Don't say it. Oh,
Sorry.
Oh.
What
Good morning.
is
Hello.
wrong with you?
Hello.
Hello, Mike.
Yes, sir.
Barbie left Ken. That's the spoiler.
Oh.
That just
Man,
came
this
out.
is
That
ruined.
just came
Have a nice
out, sir.
day.
You too.
That's not even a week
Literally
old.
in theaters.
Oh my
That
God.
guy, what a jerk.
See,
I
that's
hate
not as
everybody.
bad.
That's a terrible
That was
guy.
bad.
She winds up with Alan.
Oh, not Alan. Greenspan?
No, Alan from
Oh.
Barbie.
Is
Who's
Skipper?
Alan?
Alan's the other guy.
There's no way.
No, they're all Ken.
No, Michael Cera is Alan. Do you people not know what Barbie is?
Are you
No.
yelling about this?
Because you tried to correct me and you're wrong.
Did you see the Barbie movie?
No, No, but I know about Barbie.
You do?
I don't know what you're saying. In real life, Barbie, the
No,
toy?
listen to me. Yes, there's all these Kens. There's Asian Ken, Black Ken,
Right.
White Ken, all these different
That's
Kens.
racist.
And there's an Alan. There's an Alan that is her friend that wants to be with Barbie, but
And
she's with Ken.
You're telling me there's a world where Michael Cera gets a girl over Ryan Gosling?
No, he wants to be with her. Oh, I made a lie saying that she left with Alan. That was just a joke. But the Alan dolls are like going up in price now
I
because
didn't even know there was an Alan
of
doll.
Michael
Yeah.
Cera. Yeah. Well, maybe you guys should learn about Barbie.
I remember there was a Skipper doll.
What is
That was
Skipper,
Skipper
like from the
doll?
Gilligan's Island?
Yeah, but it was Barbie's little sister. I
So
think.
that's not Gilligan's Island.
No.
Oh, going after.
Yeah,
Barbie's
you're right.
younger
Barbie,
sister.
Skipper. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
The younger sister.
Come on, Carmen, you help us out here. You didn't play with Barbies?
No,
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Oh,
my God.
I know.
I did not. I was not a Barbie girl.
Alan is a Barbie character. He was introduced in 1964 as Ken's friend.
Ken's friend. You know what he's
Yeah.
there. Hey, Carmen was not a Barbie girl because she always had real girls to play with in the basement that her father had
That's
trapped
not
her.
true either.
Oh, he
Because
didn't let you play with him?
my dad did not trap anyone in the basement. No, I was not a Barbie girl. I was a tomboy.
Yeah,
I
Barbie.
like to be outside. and
Barbie also not fat.
athletic.
What happened?
Barbie not.
My metabolism slowed down. What happened to you? You've been fat your whole
Oh.
life.
Not true.
Oh,
not
yeah.
true.
Are there skinny pictures of Gio out there? I'd like to see
yeah,
one.
Exactly.
When Gio was a skinhead, he was skinny.
A little bit.
Mm,
Yeah. I mean, the term skinny is very subjective.
Well,
I don't think so. There's literally a chart that,
Listen,
we, go,
just
that we
because-
can go by.
Just because you couldn't relate to Barbie's slim figure is not my problem.
Not true.
Hey, maybe I. You know what? I'm a little upset there was no fat Ken. They never had a fat doll.
Yeah.
The best you got is Hula Hula from Plastic
got
Man.
an Asian Ken and you don't get a fat guy.
I think they do have full-figured Barbie now, though.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Fat
They
Barbie.
do.
Yeah.
They have disabled Barbie.
Carby. If you want to look at Instagram and you can see a whole new package of things that look like Pap, they're coming in fast and furious at the Mike Calta show. Some guy yesterday, Pap, sent me a picture of something that looked like Pap, and I decided he looked more like Pap and took his profile picture.
All right.
They're up there if you want to go see them, as well as some videos and some upcoming stuff on the show at the Mike Calta show. Go give us a like. And tomorrow is Thursday. We'll do the Open Line Rewind in the morning, and then from the great show MASH, Jamie Farr, who played Klinger, who once ate a Jeep, will join us on the show. Former New York Yankee pitcher, perfect game pitcher, David Wells will be in the studio with us. Now what is it, 4 pitchers now? Is David Wells, David Cohn. There's the first guy with the old dude that died. What's his name?
I don't know.
Donnie
Sandy
Brasco.
Koufax.
No, it's Wells, Cohn, and whatever. And then now there's a 4th one.
Alan.
That's not Alan.
Skipper.
God, why my mind is going really.
I think Jeopardy's great.
You're up. Tell me about your show, whether it's Spanish and Carmen and Pap and Galvin.
I'm rooting for
Nobody
you.
else. Nobody else. Have a great day. The after show with Dizzy is up next, followed by Roger and JP, and then that lady's favorite show, Drew and John, and then the rest, Rockwell and Side Shack and Johnny B and William. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day. Goodbye.